everybody. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. This is our third annual holiday trunk show. I am Deplorable Knitter, and I'm joined by not Ann Pinkova. Ann has got a family engagement, so unfortunately she couldn't be here, but Neil has graciously stepped in, so thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome. And if for viewers, if you're thinking, wow, Anne's looking really good today.
It's probably because you put on that collared shirt for us,
Oh, yes. I put this on especially for you. I thought I would prove that I don't just wear black T-shirts all the time. So it's a special occasion, isn't it? So.
Yes. Anne says she's All-American Broadcasting to return in future. So Anne is apparently watching. Hey, we miss you. Uh-oh. Is it me? Is it Neil?
Oh, did we froze?
Yeah, I don't know if it was me or you.
Well, we'll keep going.
I had internet problems this morning. We're going to do our very best. Adam thinks that you have a very nice accent today, Anne.
Oh, so. Thank you, Adam.
Oh, and thank you for loving my green cowl. This is a lovely yarn I got from Chicken Lady. It's called Blouse Barn. And look, it's got pretty, I can't get close enough. It's got some really pretty blue in there.
That's really nice.
Which I thought kind of went with my blue shirt. So, trying to be a little festive and fancy for y'all today since it's a special day. So
what have you been up to lately? What's been happening?
Everything.
Dare I ask?
Well, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I taught beginner crochet at my library, which was a lot of fun. I had 5 students. That was. I always like doing it. It's the second time I've taught there. I had one student that almost cried the first day, and then the second day she got it, and I was so excited for her.
Oh yeah, it's so frustrating though, isn't it, at the beginning, crochet?
Yeah, and she was having such a hard time, and the second day, her rows were so pretty, and I was I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you stuck with it. And then I went to the opening of the Co-Crafting Democracy thing, which I will get into more another time because
there's a lot to talk about with that, isn't there?
Actually, I don't have as strong of feelings as I did the first time, and I think it's because some of our friends also crafted, so it wasn't just my piece. So I wasn't feeling that dread or sadness that I felt the first time when I was all alone. So it's
I can imagine actually, because I know you said there was loads of kids there. Did you say?
Yeah, it's at a college, so.
Oh, right. Oh, so they're the students, and that's why. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And were they all woke?
So everything was super woke. It was the reception, so we sat through some speeches that were about having sadness and talking to the artist. But if you don't have space to have conversations, that's okay too. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm one of those people where my face tells everybody what I think, and so I'm just trying to not look at anybody, and I'm just sitting there very quietly because. And it's not like we were all in rows looking at the speakers. No, they had us in these squares so that we could have conversations about the pieces. So I was facing other people. It's not like I was looking at people's backs. It was something.
Did your mum go with you as well, or were you on your own?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least you had someone with you.
Well, and my husband and my stepdad went, so it was a thing. It was a group thing. But my husband was just there to eat the food, and so was my stepdad, which was fine. So, but that's. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. How about you? What's new with you?
Well, just been really busy this week because we've been working on a project which I'll tell everyone about a bit later on. I won't mention it yet. And it's kind of been a lot of back and forth. Well, you've been part of it, haven't you? So you know.
I know.
And
I still owe you an email too.
Oh, yes, you do.
I still send you an email.
Yeah, somebody tell DK to email me, please.
You asked me while I was at work. It never happened.
It's all right. I know that with you. I need to ask you first before I ask anybody else anything, and then give you that bit of time. Yeah, and I've just been working on the next issue. So it's with the magazine, sometimes there's weeks where nothing happens, and then all of a sudden it's just crazy and everything is happening. And it all coincided with a really busy personal week as well. I've had loads of appointments this week that I've had to go to. Where right in the middle of the day where you've just sat down, you've got really into doing something, and then you've got to stop, and then it's hard to get back into it again after. But apart from that, everything's been good. Had my little whinge.
It's all good. So, I guess I'll give everybody a rundown because people may not have seen our trunk show before. So, what's going to happen is that Neil and I are just here as window dressing. We're mostly here to facilitate all of our awesome vendors that are coming on. I know, right?
Just look pretty.
So we have around a dozen people coming. Am I right? 10?
Oh,
I should have counted them.
Well, you keep talking and I'll count them, and I'll tell you in a sec.
So we have many different vendors coming on today, and they all take around 10 to 15 minutes. They're going to show you all of their beautiful projects, or not projects, but products, things that you can buy, things that you can maybe gift to people.
12.
12. I was right. See, sometimes I know the answer.
Trust yourself.
But yeah, so they're going to come. They're going to show you all different things. Some of them have coupon codes. We're going to have their website available for you to see it, so that if there's something you like, it's just going to be a lot of fun. And so, do a little holiday shopping, support our friends, and it's going to be very cool. I hope.
Yeah.
It always is.
It's always a good time.
Yeah, right? I hope you guys
see a lot of things that you like, because I did a little bit of research to look at some of the vendors today. I didn't look at all. It's like now I'm thinking, oh, I need to order that. I need to order that. I need to order that.
I know, it's hard. It's like, I don't know. I always want to buy everything. And so sometimes I buy nothing. It's almost like, I can't decide. So, but I hope you guys find the stuff you like. It should be good. There's so many. Yeah, that's the one I just laughed at. And we'll be delivering Christmas presents on December 24th this year.
Yeah, that's the deal. That was the deal to get me on today.
Is Anna with a Brit accent? She loves England. I mean, yeah, she does love England. So it's fitting that not Anne Pinkova is, British, which is good. So I think our first guest is here. Do you think it's okay to start a minute early? Well, 3 minutes early?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So we're going to add on Sweet Mountain Crafts.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Thanks for coming today. I know you've got a lot going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting ready to fly this afternoon. So I was like, as long as we can squeeze me in this morning, I'm good. So,
yeah.
Thank you.
If that was me, I wouldn't be able to actually do anything. If I knew I had to fly somewhere, I'd have to just wait.
Well, and it's actually the stress right now is not coming on and being live with you all, but is the fact that it's snowing right now here in Cody, Wyoming. And so we'll see if the flight even takes place. I don't know what's going to happen right now because
you should have sat outside so it set the theme for Christmas.
Yeah, if there would have been a good place, that would have been fun. But I sit next to a busy street. You would have just heard road noise the whole time.
You just heard the traffic. But
yes, well, let me introduce myself.
Yeah,
and get going from there. All right.
Absolutely.
Yes. I am Carista of Sweet Mountain Crafts, and I have been dyeing yarn. This is my 5th year, so I'm so excited. I get to celebrate my 5 years of dyeing yarn for Sweet Mountain Crafts this month, actually. So I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But I have been thoroughly enjoying all that I do with yarn. It has led me. I will focus today on Sweet Mountain Crafts, certainly, but because of my yarn dyeing, it has led me to a position where I now also own and operate Wyoming Yarn and Fiber here in Cody, Wyoming. So I am sitting in my yarn store. The wall behind me is my own hand-dyed yarns that we still do. My dye studio is now in-house just behind this wall. But yeah, I continue to produce yarns for Sweet Mountain Crafts along with my trusty sidekick Sharon, who helps me in the dye studio. But I also get to interact with the fiber arts community in a whole new way as a yarn store owner. So
that's awesome.
Quick questions or any directions that you guys have for me, or should I just jump in and start sharing some of my products that I have?
You can share what you have.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Well, let's start with, I carry across all different weights of yarns. So I'm going to just kind of highlight a few here today because they tend to be my best sellers as well as the areas that I focus in on. But I do carry across different different weights. One of the things that I wanted to really quick highlight is that I have a base that's going to be leaving my shop soon, mostly because this yarn base is no longer available to me. But this is Butte Sport Weight, and it is currently marked down 40% off on my website. And along with the code that I'm offering everyone today, which is the PIK, thank you very much, Trunk Show for 10% off. This is just going to be an amazing deal. There's not a lot left, but I do have some still beautiful colors in the Butte Sport Weight. And again, that's really easy to find on my website right now, because on my scrolling banner at the front of my website, it has where you can get directly to these. So it's a beautiful base. It's 100% superwash merino. Just happens to be a base that I can't get a hold of anymore. So I'm making a bit of a change in that department. So yes, that's one really fun extra special sale I have going on. Another thing that I love to work on and creating is my sock sets. And I just grabbed a couple really quick off the wall, but my sock sets are kind of my go-to. This is my maybe a little bit self-indulgent dye area in the studio, because I get to just be wild and crazy and lots of fun with colors. So this one happens to be State Fair. The colorway is State Fair. This one's called Christmas is Coming. And these are on my Scree sock base, which is a fingering weight 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. The great thing that I love about this fingering weight yarn is there's 389 yards in 100 grams, which means that it's a little bit thicker, almost pushing into a sport weight. And for me, living in the north with plenty of snow outside, I like having just a little bit thicker, a little bit heftier socks. So my fingering weight base tends to be where I intentionally choose thicker, heavier fingering weight yarns. This one actually also happens to be a yarn that is produced here in the States. It is all American wool, produced, milled, and processed here in the US. So as you can see, we run out of stickers on occasion. So not all my tags say made in the US, but all of the Scree sock yarn is a US yarn base. So that's very fun. Something else that I do with the Scree sock base, well, I have one special set that is out right now. This doesn't have, I should say, those were 100 grams with a 20 gram coordinating mini to do like heels, toes, and cuffs. Or like if you're doing a hat with it, you can do, some striping with the contrast color. I just love playing with putting the mini with the full 100 gram skein, mostly because, again, selling online, I realize it's hard to be able to pair colors. So by me putting it together for you, and you can see on my wall back here, I have a whole bunch where I've paired the mini with the full skein so that you don't have to try to do that virtually, which can be really difficult. Although I do also carry over here, I also have the 20 gram minis, just a standalone minis. So if you're ever needing a little extra to add to a project, I do carry those minis. I call them Hankettes just because they're mini hanks of yarn. So those are also in my shop and available at any time. All right, but moving on, this was a little set I did with Susan of Dlightful Works, who you'll see a little bit later. This was a bag that she made for me, a Japanese knot style bag. It's just like single, small project size, perfect for socks, a scarf, mittens, that kind of a thing. And then I dyed up this really fun skein to go with it. I'll turn around here so you can see some more of the colors. So it matches or coordinates with the bag, and that's a fun little set that I have in shop right now as well.
Those are super cute.
Thank you. Oh, I love working with Susan. She and I collaborate probably 2 to 3 times a year at least, and it's just so much fun because she does a beautiful job sewing. So if you get an opportunity to look at her bags, I'm going to plug Susan just a little bit here, but she does a fabulous job on her bags, and it's been a lot of fun working with her. I think we've done collabs probably almost since the beginning of when I started. So I've been working with Susan for 4 years at least that she and I have been working together. So another thing, and I'm not going to pull this out right now, but I do have a package. When you get mail from me, lots of times it comes in these red mailers with my sticker down in the corner. The package isn't super exciting, but what is inside is fun. I do a sock set, a sock subscription set. So I send out a set monthly to any of my subscribers. And with that, you get a sock set. You get to choose. I do sock sets on a few other bases aside from my Scree base. I have DK weight, which is right here behind me. I also have what I call my plateau sock, which is a cashmere, merino, nylon. And then I also have Wyoming sock, which I'll show some more Wyoming sock here in a minute. But when you sign up for my Sock Adventures subscription, you get to choose your yarn base. And then when I send that out every month, you get not only the sock set, which is a fun coordinating pair with a full skein and a mini skein yarn set, but you also get extra little goodies. What's in the little red mailer right now is, as I said, I'm getting ready to celebrate my 5th anniversary coming up. So be sure to check out my Instagram, Sweet Mountain Crafts, and get a chance to enter into my giveaway. I'm going to be offering up this package in particular, but 1 month's subscription of my Sock Adventures just to anyone on that giveaway. Anyone that enters, there will be one lucky winner that I'll send that out. That giveaway will open later today, and then I will ship it by the beginning of December. So that's a little extra for me.
Now I want to know what's in that bag.
You'll have to check
right?
my Instagram. So I do want to show this other yarn base. So I am just 3 hours away from Mountain Meadows wool mill in Buffalo, Wyoming. And a lot of people know Mountain Meadows around the country because it is one of the more prolific yarn producers, I would say. Like, they're one of the larger mills in the US, and they've produced all kinds of beautiful yarns. They have their own yarn bases that they put out on a regular basis, and then they also have where they dye in-house. But what I do is I purchase their natural undyed yarns, and then I add my own colors. So actually the sweater that I'm wearing today happens to be one of the yarns, one of their yarns. It's Alpine is the yarn base, and I still call it Alpine in my shop for this one in particular. I don't know that I have any listed right at the moment on Sweet Mountain Crafts, but I do dye this yarn base. This is a DK weight. But what I do have currently in my shop is a number of what I call Wyoming sock. This is also from Mountain Meadows. So this is wool that has been raised in the Mountain West. It's been milled in Buffalo, Wyoming, and then dyed in Cody, Wyoming. So it is a very Wyoming product, a very Mountain West Wyoming product. This one happens to be Grandma's Couch is the name of this colorway. And this one's just a variegated color. And I apologize, my heaters are kicking on. I know they make extra noise, so I apologize if they're a little noisy. But I have lots of great options. This one's called Dash. It just has that color splash there where there's just one little bit of a change in color, but it's just a really pretty blue. And then I also have in the Wyoming sock, which is just on my website, it's Wyoming abbreviated, so it's just WY sock. But this one is a self-striping where it will create, if you're doing smaller circumferences, it will create stripes of about a 1/2 inch in height. So like if you're doing socks or something, there's stripes. And let me tell you, I don't do a lot of self-striping yarn anymore. It takes so much work to dye self-striping. So these are kind of special skeins. Once they're gone, they're gone. I don't anticipate anytime real soon that I'm going to be back to doing self-striping yarns. So I have a number on Wyoming sock of self-striping, and then I have one in my Scree sock base that's also self-striping. But let's see. How are we doing on time? Did
You've
I
got
go
a few more
over?
minutes? No, not yet.
Okay.
No, you're doing
Okay,
well.
I'm doing okay. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to be sure to mention to everyone is that in the 5 years that I've been dyeing and selling yarn for Sweet Mountain Crafts, I have not increased prices. And I hate to have this conversation, but my prices have gone up for specifically, I really like to source American wools when I can, because it just makes more sense to my brain that we're not shipping things from one country to the US and then me shipping it out from it. It helps, in my opinion. I do plenty of dyeing, and even down here you can see some of my super bulky and my bulky weights. Those come from Peru, so it's not that I'm not snooty that way, but at the same time I like supporting the American wool industry when and where I can. But with that caveat, it has increased some of my pricing on the backside of things. So I'm going to have to also increase my retail pricing, unfortunately. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that even though I'm looking at doing that, my plan is probably that's going to come late December. So again, for anyone that's here watching, this is a great opportunity to get some more Sweet Mountain Crafts at the current pricing before I increase those prices, because unfortunately that is something that I'm going to have to do. I hate to do it, but it's business, right?
Yeah, it is. Cassie says stupid inflation. I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, it's also tariffs are going to affect that in the future as well, aren't they? So anything from overseas is likely to be 20% more expensive for you, you know, when you buy in the wool. So you're better sticking to homegrown if you can.
It's so frustrating. I hate that part of and yet it's across industries. I realize that this is not limited to the yarn world. We're all aware of this, but I like making my yarn accessible to people. And I recognize that when you're buying from me, you're most often buying a supply, something that you then have to turn into a finished product. And that's, takes a lot of energy and commitment. And then with it being expensive, it's just, I hate to do it. But at the same time, I want to stay in business. And the only way I can do that is that I keep covering the costs that I have. And so that's the reality of it. So, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Sorry, can I just ask
sorry.
you about that yarn that's on your right shoulder, and it's like a dark blue with a yellow, and it's on the top shelf?
This one.
Yes, just near that
right
hat.
There?
That
it
one.
keeps drawing my eye.
Okay, yes, this is, and let me pull this sample down. This is my worsted weight. So this is Ridge. It's called Ridge Worsted, and it is a 100% superwash merino. This one, the colorway is called Skyfire. And the reason it's named that is that it's based on, I did a fun contest that I really want to repeat. Maybe in 2025, I'll have an opportunity to do. I did a contest called Match That Yarn. People submitted images to me, and I dyed yarns to match the images. And so this was actually one of those submissions, was a picture of either a sunset or sunrise. It was beautiful. There was a little bit of blue sky, and then shadow. And then the rest of the colors are the sun, like I say, either rising or setting.
Can I see the hat?
And this is a sample of it.
Oh, wow.
So
that's really nice.
That gives you an idea. This was just a worsted weight hat done on a sock knitting or a circular knitting machine. So, but it gives you an idea of what that yarn looks like when it's knit up. It's got a little bit of a striping effect. But yeah, it's a very fun one.
DK's thinking, don't like the yellow, because you don't like yellow, do you, DK?
No, I don't. There's not so much yellow, though.
I love yellow.
But no, one of the comments.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it's not as bad. The yellows don't stand out so much.
Oh, it's lovely. I really like that.
It is really pretty. One of the comments did ask about the hats in the background, if they were made with your yarns. So
yes, everything that you see behind me is mine. So again, my PIK. Unfortunately, one of the challenges of having a physical yarn store and having an online presence is that sometimes things move really quickly at my retail shop, and it's hard for me to update inventory on my Sweet Mountain Crafts website. And so trying to keep a good balance of what I have in store and what's available online can be kind of hard. But yes, this is the Lotus hat. You guys have seen this hat, I'm sure, before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with a couple of my yarns that I'm actually unfortunately out of the contrasting color, the one that makes the little flowers at the moment. But that's my PIK super bulky 100% non-superwash merino. So
That's great.
yes.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy that you could join us. I hope that you have a good flight and that nothing happens. I mean,
yeah. This is just a fun, for pleasure kind of trip. So I'm not under a ton of stress or worry. It'll go the way it needs to, but thank you anyway.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me today. It's so fun it's been a while. I often have a YouTube podcast or vlog that I do, and it's been ages since I've done that. I've just been so busy. Life has been so busy. So it's kind of fun to pop online. So I so appreciate you guys inviting me today.
Yes, we're so glad you could come. And guys, make sure you check out her stuff. I mean, I have a feeling that by the time we're done with this, I'm not going to be able to get any of those sport weight deals.
I was
so I
just
hope some
going
of
to
you
say
guys get them.
That yarn that I like is going to have gone, isn't it? I know it.
Oh no! If that happens, not on unfortunately with the sport weight, I can't offer this for the sport weight because I am out of that base. But Neil, if there's a color that you happen to see on my wall or it looks sold out online, I'm always happy to dye. I keep my recipes. I can repeat. Pretty much everything that you see behind me is repeatable colorways. So I'm always happy if someone's like, hey, I really want this and I'd love to have 5 skeins of it. Is that possible? No sweat. I love doing that kind of custom work for people. So yes.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We will see you. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Hopefully life will calm down. But if not, we'll see you next year. All right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much.
Right.
And
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
hope
Bye.
things go well today. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh, hey, Neil. I'm going to pull up the Pink Lambs Yarn Nook. No. Let's see. Here's Pink Lambs. Hey.
Hello.
I keep forgetting your name. Oh, but we don't want you to be there. There we go.
Yeah, you don't want to look at my
There we go. Hey. So.
How are you doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
This is new. Friends who are watching.
Yes.
You will remember as Callius Yarns, but they've got new things happening. So I want to hear all about it.
We do. So, probably, I think in April, Mom's like, let's open a yarn store. So that's what we did.
As you do.
Yeah. I mean, obviously.
Right. We had enough ready.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we open. I'll give everyone a quick little.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah. There's Mom.
Hey. Hey, Mom.
Oh, this is like every knitter's dream to own something like this, isn't it?
I
To have all
know.
your yarn like that. And,
It is really fun just being able to say, oh, I want that. And then we have it.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
I like that it's not too cluttered because in the UK, our yarn shops are like on top. Everything's on top of each other.
Right.
And you just can't focus on one thing because it's just this massive colour. And that you can see things. I like that. The space.
Yeah.
Space to breathe.
So we
Very
have,
cute.
I'll start everyone right here. We've got all of our Hulse yarn.
Okay, so the most important question is this available online for those of us who don't live in Ohio?
Yes, it is.
Excellent. Okay.
We have everything but the notions. There's some notions online, and I've tried to put most of them up, but that's the only thing that's not quite all there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is our Coast, which is a cotton wool blend. And then the rest of that is down here. So there's
The colours in Hulse are amazing, aren't they? They've got
it's so
pretty much
fun.
everything, haven't they?
Yes, and it's so fun to like mix them and see what looks fun together. And we try.
And the Coast, the cotton is lovely. I've knitted with that, and it is really nice.
It is very nice. And then we got their new base, which is the Lucia here. Oops, sorry, wrong way. It's there. It's hard to do it backwards.
Yeah. Can you tell us where you are in Ohio? People are asking.
We are in Norton, Ohio, which is kind of right off by Akron.
Okay.
If that, I know it doesn't help too much. You guys are a little far away.
Well, I know where Akron is, so
Okay.
I've been to Ohio a couple times, actually.
There we
I
go.
don't even know where Ohio is.
Oh.
Sorry, America.
Sometimes.
Oh, and Emily's saying that your shop is lovely. She's been there, so.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's fun. And then we have our PIK, which is one of their first ones, which, let's see, that is their alpaca, 100%. We have so many colors in this one. Whoops, I'm doing this all backwards, sorry.
It's okay.
Then we have our super soft, which we have, I think, 27 colors in there, and we want all of them, every single one.
Like a sweet shop, isn't it? Oh,
Right. That's
or
exactly
candy
it.
store, as you would say.
All right, and then down below we have our, let's go the right way. All right, we have our tides, which we actually just got in this past week, so we're super excited for it.
Very cool.
Is Tides the one with silk?
Yes, silk and wool, and it's a 70-30 blend, and it is very, very soft. And I guess I'll sneak back here. We did get all of their shade bags too.
Oh,
There we go.
fun.
So it's a nice, fun little way to like try out all their colors without trying all their colors.
Yeah, for sure.
We also just got our Urban Acres punch needle kits.
Oh, cool.
So there's
Oh,
a
that's
couple
cute.
fun little holiday ones.
Is that a frog on the left?
It sure is. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's lovely.
But I do also really like the mushroom. And then we made a few ready to wear hats for people to pick out. Mom did do one out of the Holst. So this one is the Lucia and the Super Soft. And she did a real nice pattern on there.
Real pretty.
And so
Nice
those,
that you have some things that people can buy if they're not knitters.
right. Something for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Here
Oh,
we
should I put the banner up? Do you want me to put the
Sure,
with the website on?
Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then we have our Kelborn over here. We have our Scout up here. Our Cricket down here. Scooch back. Here's our Erin, which is a real nice, let's see. It is, oh, now it's not going to say. There we go. It's 60% fine Irish wool and 40% New Zealand wool. It's a very nice natural for like those who like the natural feel of things. That's a great one.
Mm-hmm. Probably be nice for color work too.
Oh,
Lots of different colors. I love
right.
sticky yarn for color work.
Oops, wrong way. There we go. That's what Mom did. That was the Scout, right? Oh, no, this is the Erin. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we have a couple blocks of our Cascade over here. There's a whole bunch, so I won't go through each one individually. We have all of our natural stuff over there, and it's all online as well.
I love Cascade yarns when I'm designing hats, and I'm really glad to know that you guys carry it because I local place used to, but they don't anymore. So now I have a place to go, which is nice.
Yes, we love it. We've done some really fun projects out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice workhorse.
Yeah, exactly. Oops, there we go. That is all of our non-superwash wool right there. And it's all BFL, so the British Blueface Leicester. Except we get this from the Ohio, Kentucky, there's a third one, their wool pool, Indiana. So that's all natural and from like local. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Nice.
Yes. Then we have Mom's. I'll step back so we can see the whole thing.
Wow.
Mom's whole wall there.
Holy moly. So now that you've got more space, there's way more colors.
Oh, yes. Yes, she really. It's funny. My dad and my husband keep telling her she needs to dye more. And I'm like, guys, she dyes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And except
For
we're not allowed
real.
to call it dyeing anymore. It is coloring. Because he doesn't like hearing that about her.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. So we have all of our MCN right here. These 2 rows are all of our new colors. We've got our sparkle on this one. So we've got it's our Audrey's Legacy colorways on the sparkle base. And then we did the makers of the past. So we chose like a knitter, a seamstress, let's see, we did a crochet, rug hooking. So there's 10 different ones.
Wow.
They're really
I
fun.
love how you do that because you always have a theme, don't you?
Yes,
in your
yeah.
yarns? Yeah, because I can't remember which one I got. It was one of the president's wives, first ladies, wasn't it? First
Yes.
ladies.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think who it was. I remember your order.
It was a teal and a gold. It was a teal and a gold, kind of, I think.
Oh, what was that? It might have been. Oh,
It was the tweed.
oh, it's tweed. Oh,
Oh, wow, you remember my order.
we do.
That's amazing.
We were very excited. You were our first like international.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really.
That's
I will
why.
be back.
Yeah. You
How
had a
fun.
special place. So here we also just got our Aran base. So we just started our the BFL and the Aran weight. So we did the Audrey's Legacy colors in there, and then we also did the makers in that. And then we also have a special Pink Lambs yarn Nook colorway.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
We have this is our DK, which we've been having problems getting in. So it's not as stocked as we would like, but we finally got some in.
Good.
And then we have 2 grids full of the British Blueface Leicester on the fingering weight. That's all right there. And then we also started doing lace weight. So we have some really nice colors on the lace now. They go
They're very pretty.
Thank you. And I will take you over to the other side. We also put together some really fun Christmas kits. So Mom, this one's my favorite, is our little cat. It's the Naughty Kitty pattern.
That's cute.
And I think this should be the right one. Just a little ornament for it.
Oh, and he's wrapped up in the lights.
Yes!
Oh, how cute. One of my kids would love that.
She had fun making it, and she didn't tell us what she was doing when she was doing it. And Emmy thought it was a bat. Now this one's my favorite that I did. It's our little Nomi man.
That's me.
How fun.
I know, you need one.
I do. Well, not that I need a picture of myself or a toy. Well, other people might want me in their house.
Right,
Obviously, right?
We will name him Neil just for you.
Oh, cute.
Then we have our teeny tiny sweater.
Oh, that's cute.
And do these come as kits?
They do. We have them all
Okay.
right here. Just everything you need in there except like your hooks and your needles and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But those are all posted up online. And then we have a couple baubles. We have our Christmas tree. And that's made with Mom's sparkle yarn. So it's really fun. It was a lot of fun to do. And it didn't take that long. So that's really nice.
Very cool.
And then Melissa also started English paper piecing. So we have a couple of those kits.
Because you guys need more to do, right?
Exactly. You know us so well. That's exactly it. And Dad, he tells her no more podcasts because that's where she finds everything.
That's funny. No, but the kits are nice. Like if you have if you want to make something for someone, or you know, you don't need a whole. You can try out the yarn. It's fun.
Right. It is. It's a nice way to test. And I think we have, there's the Naughty Kitty has the Holst in it. So that's a fun little way to try that out.
Mhm.
The tree has our yarn in it, the sparkle. Let's see. I know, we have a bottle over here. So that you get to try out the wave from Cascade. And I'm such a fan of the wave.
Cool.
I love it so much. We did a couple hats out of those as well, so it was really cool to like see how each of the colorways ended up working out.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Really nice.
Yeah. And then lastly, we have a couple of the pressed flower kits worked up. So we have, this is our Katie and our, she's a new one. Hold on. The Mary Alice Barton, who's actually our quilter of the group, our makers group.
Cool.
We have our Emily and Mary Todd Lincoln. This is Jessica with Martha Jefferson. We have our, I think this is Lexi with our Laura Bush.
Really pretty.
And this is
That's my favorite so far.
mine too. Mine too.
Wow.
And this is man, Audrey and Ellen Arthur.
That's lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we have that just up here. No one knows what it is, which I'm sure everyone does at this point.
Yeah. The pressed flowers is so pretty. So
Yes.
that's awesome.
And then our last little kit we had made up is our it's for the crocheters out there with me. We did the intermission shawl.
Pretty.
So I'll kind of unwind it a little. Yeah. So that uses 10 of the mini skeins with the Carol Duvall. That's what it is. And then those are all the mini colors.
Oh,
Wow, it's
how
just so
cute.
well packaged, isn't it? It just looks so
Yeah.
cute.
Thank you so much.
I wouldn't want to open that though. I'd just want to keep it as a box,
Right.
you know, just to look at it.
You should see me try and open them. It's not pretty. And then it makes mom put it all back together every time.
That's funny.
Yes.
No, it's all beautiful. And I'm so very happy for you guys. I'm going to have to see how far Akron is from where we are, because it might not be that far. I might have to call you someday and say, look out for me. I'm coming.
Oh, we'd be so excited. That would be fun.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful store, and you guys have so much. I haven't been on your site in a little bit, and yeah, I will be shortly.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
going to be fun from the last time you saw it.
Yeah, things have changed a lot. So
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you could come and join us.
Thank you so much for having us. We enjoyed
And
And thank you for remembering my order.
Yes, yes.
That is just so,
You have
I don't
a
know.
special place in our history now.
that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank
We will
you
see
guys.
you soon, hopefully.
Yes.
And
Good luck with
good
the rest
luck.
of the day.
Lovely
thank
to meet
you.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Okay. Oh, hey, I'm Giant now. So their yarn store is so pretty. Like, I knew they were doing it, but I
would
kind
love
of like forgot. And man, they did a nice job.
I think if I had all the money in the world, I would buy a shop, but never let anybody in it. You know, and set it out like a shop, all the yarn that I've got, just so I can, you know, play around and pretend I'm a
Well,
shop
that
owner.
doesn't work.
I'd let my knitting friends in, obviously.
Yeah. Well, okay. So next up is our very own Chicken Lady. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, how is
Hello.
it going? Hey,
It is gone. So happy to see you.
nice to see you. Hello, Mr. Britman. How's it going?
All good, all good.
Good. Look what I
It's-
just found that I made several years ago. I was
Oh,
a
I
test
know.
knitter.
Yep. That was somebody's pattern. That would be
Somebody-
my pattern.
Ah.
Somebody. And may I give a big shout out to our friend Anne. We miss you.
Hmm.
We miss you, Anne. How's everybody? I'm happy to follow. Oh, I didn't wait for an answer. How are you?
We're doing great. We're doing
Have you
great.
got all day, Lynn?
I mean, it's the teacher in me. By the way, I'm going to shout out to my friend Travel Knits. This pattern for her cowl is free on Ravelry
Oh, wow.
this
Oh,
weekend.
yes. If you
So-
follow her on Instagram, she's Travel Lori. It's a very cute pattern.
Yes,
It
and
is.
she's Travel Knits over on the Ravelry, and I was a test knitter, and this was fun. And I'm not a cowl wearer, but ever since I
Mhm.
started wearing this, I'm getting a lot of compliments on it.
Hey,
Okay.
I would like to say I'm wearing a lovely cowl that is made out of blouse yarn by this fabulous dyer that I know.
Yeah,
And I just would like you to notice that the
It's
yarn is so
beautiful.
pretty.
and that stupid dyer didn't write down her recipe.
Oh,
Oh, this is one of my favorite ones.
I
I'm so
know.
glad that
So
I
it's
made it
lost
into something I
forever.
love.
Lost forever. I'm gonna have to try to recreate it somehow because that's, I love
It's so
the
pretty.
greens, I love the purples, I love those. I'll show
These
you
bright
here in a minute.
blues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's color. There's some colorways that are really my favorites. I'll show those in a minute.
I'm going to put
Okay, so-
your details on the screen there. Lynn,
Okay,
so-
Wonderful.
yeah. So
Thank
there's you get 20% off through the end of the month, but this weekend only. If you use the PIK Trunk Show code, you get free shipping as well. And all of those codes should combine. If they don't, shoot me an email and I'll figure it out.
Bargain.
What a bargain. This is my box my sampler box that I have shown before.
This is so good. It's such a clever
And-
idea, Lynn.
My husband's
Mhm.
idea. Yeah, well, my husband and I, we kind of combined our heads. We've made 400 of these, and
Wow.
I'm done. I have about 20 left, and this shows all of the different yarn bases that I have. This is like the little cheat card, and it combines with a little box of, it's supposed to look like a box of chocolates. Whoops. And there actually is a chocolate in here. I try to put in hard candy in the summer. Guess how I found out about that? That the chocolate will melt in the summer. Yeah. So anyhow, if you didn't get one, under the comment section of the order page, it'll say, a comment, just say, please throw a sampler box in there. And when these are gone, they're gone.
You're never
So-
doing it again?
I'm so tired of doing them. I really
It must
am.
take you
because
ages to do that.
It takes a long time, and then you take the skein, you dye it, so you have 8 skeins in a pot, and you dye them all, and then you take them and then you cut them and you wind them up into little. And then my husband and daughter, God bless them, they stuff the boxes and put them all together, and yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a
So-
great
It's a group
touch,
effort.
Great touch.
Yeah. So, a couple of things I'm going to show. Some of you've seen. I made this hat this week when I was getting my hair coiffed.
Nice.
I ran out of some green, so I put the little pink
Love
on
that
top.
green.
It's
And
great.
this is my Brahma base, which is single ply, super bulky. And this is a base I'm not going to carry anymore. So these are all in the discounted section.
Oh,
Ooh, I know. So if you want the pattern, I will include that with your order for free. And it's very easy, go round and round and round with 13s and 15 needles. But I sat and got my hair done the other day doing this. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you've seen Devin, Knitting McPurley, has what she calls a color card. Have you seen these? These
I
are
have not.
these are
Yes,
phenomenal.
I have.
It's a card and it has a little sample of each of her regular colorways that she carries all of the time,
Okay.
so that you can kind of see. I think she has 12 or 15. And Devin, I'm stealing your idea, just putting it out there. This is not it, but one of these colorways, like this one, Love That Journey for Me, this will be on the colorway card.
I love that color.
That color is great. I've had it.
This is about, I don't know, 5 or 6 different purples and pinks all, and I think there's a blue in here too. But this takes some time to dye, but I love how it's all very
Fabulous.
very deep.
Very regal. Makes
Very
me think
regal.
of royalty.
Yes. Another color that will be all the time in the shop is scarlet, not to be confused with, Christmas red. So
Okay.
those are 2 of my reds. One is more orangey, one's more bluey. So these 2 colorways will also be permanent and on the
Nice.
color. Permanent for now. You know, I
Yeah,
might
for
do
a while.
I used to be a Mary Kay lady, and they change things every 5 months, you know, they always kept, they had like Tangy Tongo or something. I don't know. They had these colorways that they always changed out. Well, I'm not going to do
Okay.
that for a few years. I'm just going to have some basic colors and then dye around those basic colors. So,
Nice.
yeah, yes.
Kate in the comments says that she loves her sweater made out of the Journey yarn. It's
Have you
complex
seen
and
that?
deep, so I haven't
Have you-
seen it. I'll have to look.
OMG. Yes, go follow her. She has a gorgeous sweater made out of Love That Journey for Me. And if ever you want a sweater's quantity, shoot me an email. We'll talk. Okay.
Yeah, she's
Um,
super excellent. When I have weird ideas and I'm like, "Hey, Lynn, I want this color," she's like, "All right."
All
So
right.
it works out.
Well, one of the things I came up with this past month was ribbon candy. Liz
That's very pretty.
Clothier Designs sent me a picture, and she says, "This is what I'm thinking." She sent me a picture of ribbon candy, and I said, "Let me work with that." And so this is it. And I believe that she has a free pattern coming out that's going to use this colorway.
Nice.
Hint, hint. And I believe that will be in an Unspoken About magazine.
Hmm.
I'm not
Good to
sure.
know.
Good to know.
I've heard the same rumor. Yes.
You heard the same rumor? Okay. Let me get.
He can neither confirm nor deny.
So I did some Gilmore Girls, as you know.
Mhm.
Coffee, Please, with a Shot of Cynicism.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep.
This is because there's coffee, I think, in almost every episode.
I think
This
pretty
is-
much.
Yeah, Stars Hollow, which is just some grays with some very light blues and pinks throughout. And then one of Lorelei's famous lines is, "Life is short, talk fast. Honey, I'm podcasting." Okay, love you. I heard this little knock, knock, knock. This is Life is Short, Talk Fast. So we've got
Oh, I
some.
like that color.
Yeah, it's got some purples and browns in it.
You know, I have an oopsie that is actually very reminiscent of that. I wonder if they came from the same.
It might be.
Yeah, because it's very similar.
Okay.
Oh, is there a bit of teal in there as well?
Little
Little bit
ribbon
of
of
blue.
teal,
Yep.
see?
Yep.
Life
Very
Short,
nice.
Talk Fast. So these are my nod to the Gilmore Girls. I think I
Love
watched
it.
all the Gilmore Girls in 2020. So
Hey, that's when I watched it
yeah,
because there was nothing else to do.
I mean, once you get through Tiger King, yeah,
I never saw that.
goofy. It was goofy. Okay, I'm following along with the birds. I'm going to have a bird club of the month this year. This is American Goldfinch. Just
wow.
finished this one. This has the male and the female in it. And can't see it in that skein because it's under, oh yeah, you can. It's under the little, but I put the orange beak
Oh,
And
cool.
I
there.
love that. That is
Yeah.
great.
This one,
DK's thinking meh. It's like meh.
it's like meh.
You know, I can appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's not my thing,
This-
but that's fine.
This is a new one that
Ooh.
I haven't even listed. I just dyed it yesterday. This is called Arizona Sunset. I don't know if you've been to
Lovely.
Arizona and seen the sunsets.
Nope.
They're phenomenal. And then, last but not least, I only have a few of these left. This is the big skein,
Oh,
and
boy.
these are the little
Oh, wow.
skeins, Knit Long and Prosper. So,
That may or may
Oh,
not be
that's
involved
clever.
with a knit along that's going on the Blakely and Kreckner's channel.
well, once again, you were talking about how you just shoot me an email and say, I'm thinking, and I will
Mhm.
come out with something.
And she does
And-
this when we have weird ideas.
I love my friend Anne. She said, what about this? And these are all original colors from the original series. These are all colors represented in the original series, the one with Shatner.
Yep.
Yeah, not the movies. And if you need any bingo cards, they are in one of my blog posts on my
Yep.
website.
Yep.
So you could just take a screenshot and print it out if you want to.
Yep.
I like
Or
how
keep it on your device.
the main
Yeah.
skein reminds me of the transporter machine, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that was
what it's called.
intentional.
I knew it
Not at
was.
all.
I knew it was intentional.
Yeah, you knew it. So I think that's all I have. I'm a little jealous of the Pink Lamb shop up in
I know.
Akron, Ohio. Akron is about 4 hours from where I grew up. So next time I go to Ohio, I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing up there, but we'll see.
Well, Lynn, next time you go to Ohio, if you're gonna swing up there, tell me. I will get there. It will be
Ooh.
the plan.
Ooh,
So,
we might
and-
have to plan something for next summer.
yeah, we might. Somebody in the comments wanted to know what that yarn color is behind the sign for Anne.
I don't know. This is this is Crater Lake. This is based off of that hat kit by the Nancy Bates Knitting the National Parks. And I was putting some of the colorways into skeins. Isn't that pretty?
Mhm.
So this one's just called Crater Lake.
That is
Light
pretty.
blues and some foresty greens. Yeah,
I'm a sucker for blues and greens. I won't lie.
I am too. And can I just tell you, our friend Anne, I wish that she was here today. No offense. No offense.
I'm doing my
Boy.
best.
I know. But we
He's
miss
he's
her.
a great stand-in, but I
He
know
is a
it's
great
not
stand-in.
Anne.
Also, DK, yours and Anne's Advent kits are mailed out today. I
got a
that-
notice this morning. I
Oh,
saw it.
yay! And there's a little something in there for your girls too. That's why I was asking
Oh, thank you.
about them.
Yes.
I think that everybody has received their Advent kits now, except for you two. And
Mhm.
some people have already admitted to me that they've opened everything up. So,
I have to collaborate with Anne and find out if I'm allowed to or not. I probably am not, but you know.
I would
We'll
say
see.
do it. Anne is she's very good at delayed gratification. I'm not. I want to open all of it now.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's exciting. So Advent calendars are sent out.
yep.
You can get 20% off of all of her yarns and free shipping this weekend. Like, guys, don't walk, run. I
Run,
mean, come on.
run. And thank you
Get
to
the
the couple
bulky.
of people. Yeah, go get bulky. Thank you to the few that have already ordered during this session. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Wow.
Yay!
That's wonderful.
Oh, are you seeing the orders coming in on your screen?
I get a little notification.
Ah.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of people in the comments who have said things like, if you're on the fence about buying Lynn's yard, it's beautiful. Her Americana DK is like the best I've ever worked with. So, and I
I love
am
it.
actually pretty partial to her stuff too.
And
Kind of, you know.
it's grown and milled in America. So,
Nice.
you know, I mean, the sheeps, you know, we have to keep our sheep in, we have to keep them working. So, and eat
Yeah.
lamb. Yeah.
Emily said that she's having trouble with the code. So if that's the case, just
Shoot me an
let
email.
Lynn know. She's super, like we said, she's so much fun to work with. She's awesome. So it's fine. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, kick me
Cool.
off because the next person's up.
well, the
and-
next person sent us a video, so we have a minute. So
Oh,
I just want to make sure you got, and we did go into your time slightly with the Pink Lambs Yarn Nook. So is there
Who is
anything
that?
else that you wanted to?
oh, I'm gonna meet Krista and
Yeah?
Anne and Devin. I was on the wait list for the Knitty McPurley retreat, and somebody dropped
Oh.
off, and I got in.
That's
And
exciting. I'm
I'm
happy
very
for you.
excited.
Is that January or February?
That's at the end of
January.
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 Knitty McPurley, we're going to be in Dallas, and the bonus is my one and only nephew lives in Dallas, so I'm going to meet him for lunch, and we're going to hug and kiss.
That's
I haven't seen
awesome.
him for since my dad's funeral, so 5.5 years.
Wow.
So
Well, I'm
I'm good.
really happy for you.
Yay!
I'd wanted to go, but we're having a very big family trip this year, and it just
Mhm.
wasn't in the cards to do that also. So maybe
I
next
get it.
time.
I think she's
But
doing this every 2 years, so
yeah. So in 2 years, my kids will also be like fairly self-sufficient too. So there's that.
Why, you're
I mean,
kicking
in
them
two,
out in
Yeah,
2 years?
we'll
You're
talk
already
about
no,
planning.
that.
no. I'm just saying if I wanted to go to the yarn retreat in 2 more years, they're gonna need less assistance. So easier for them and dad for me to just go away for a weekend.
Okay, I heard that. I heard it.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see.
But
The 23-year-old was just knocking at the door, so I get it. Yeah.
I was telling Neil before we started, I sat my kids down and I said, look, if daddy falls down the stairs, you can interrupt me. If anybody is deathly ill, on fire, or bleeding, otherwise, speak to your father. I don't want to be involved.
I get it. Yeah,
Because,
I get it.
you know, we have things happening here. I don't want to. Yeah. Oh, Susan
Yeah.
Smith's going to be there.
Yes.
And so is Sharon.
Delightful
Uh,
work. Yes.
Yeah. Emily wanted to go too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wendy's gonna. Oh my goodness, so many people are gonna be there. Well, that's exciting for all
Gonna
of
have
you
a little-
guys.
We're gonna
Just
have a little.
me and DK won't be there. Oh,
No,
well.
that's okay. We can, you know,
We'll have to do something online.
we'll have to commiserate together, be
Well-
miserable in our corner.
Millie Knits is gonna be there, and
Ah,
the reason I love her is because she has birthed a little boy named Jason Jr. And I love Jason. He was born as a NICU baby. And so she and I have that NICU experience. And I always send little gifts, and I always get a little gift for him in the yarn order. And I always get a little video back. Thank you, Auntie Chicken Lady. So
That's
cute.
cute.
So we're going to have a little Zoom call with little Jason Jr. Hi, Jason.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool. There's other people who aren't there. You know what? Neil and I are gonna do an anti-yarn retreat event.
Do
Yeah.
it.
So that's gonna be awesome. Chicken Lady, we love you.
We love
Thank you for coming,
Mwah.
as always.
Let's go.
And,
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Don't forget to check out all her awesome stuff because she's the best. Well, everybody that's coming is the best, but we do have a special place for Chicken
yeah,
Lady.
everybody's
so.
the best. Yeah.
And
All
live
right. Well,
long and
thank you.
prosper. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can't do it. Bye-bye.
Let me just change our layout. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I'm trying to change the layout just for a minute because our next guest couldn't make it in person, so she sent a video. So I just wanted to get Neil and I back to like kind of normal.
What I'm going to do,
But-
I'll put the, do you want the video on now?
However you think is best.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if we play the video, I'm just wondering how the website. I'll put the website up at the end of the video because I don't want it to cover what's on the video because the video is quite funny. It's quite good.
Okay. Awesome.
So just tell me when you want me to put it on.
Okay.
Now, okay. See
Sure.
you in about 2 minutes, everybody.
Awesome.
Support trans artists like me. I am a white, trans, disabled woman of colour. I am non-binary, bipolar, and I have pizza SD. I have ADHD of the liver and heartburn. If you do not buy my art, the children of my people will mysteriously die of genocide. If you identify as a white, heterosexual man, you must pay double because you are a privileged oppressor who needs to pay me reparation for the millions of years of slavery and oppression that you have committed against my peoples. I have a brand new gold-plated enamel necklace made with my own design. Get one now! These are limited edition, so please order one quickly. I also have stickers, badges, print badges, t-shirts, hoodies and goodies. Buying my art means supporting the most oppressed minority humanity has ever known on planet Earth. Buying my art means you are educating yourself to become a better person. If you do not buy my art, you are scum of the earth. You are a racist, Nazi, fascist, transphobe, homophobe, bigotphobe, absolute worst kind of Hitler there is. I will be reporting you to the police for hateful crimes. Buy my art or forever be on the wrong side of history, forever and ever. The only way to save yourself from eternal white people damnation is to buy my art. The famous artist, BirdyRose.com. The famous artist, BirdyRose.com. For legal purposes, I have been advised to warn you that buying my art does not guarantee you a place in heaven with the Lord Baby Owen Jones and all of the lovely little lambs.
Birdy,
That is just brilliant, isn't it?
I'm sorry you couldn't be here, but holy moly, are you hilarious. And since she's not here to show off her stuff, I don't think she currently has this one in her shop, but I have a bag, her female to the bone bag. Her stuff is beautiful. I've gotten stickers from her before. Here's a sticker right here. I love free speech. So she's lovely.
She's brilliant.
Her stuff is fun. I mean, how can you not like that, honestly?
I just want to watch that again. I might have to put it on later on my channel.
I think we should. Somebody in the comments said, can we watch it twice? They'll say I could play on YouTube all the time and I wouldn't be mad. Yeah, no, her stuff is excellent.
Well, we could put it on again at the end, couldn't we? Put it on, because we'll have time as well, won't we, with her not coming on the show.
Somebody didn't like it, so that's okay.
Oh.
That's how it is. That's why we have free speech, friends. So there's a few minutes before our next guest. Do you want to talk about your thing, or shall we bring them on?
Let's bring them on.
Okay.
I can do my bit.
Next on, after the famous artist Birdy Rose, we have Pokidot. So let me just find her. Hey, Pokidot.
Hi.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, it's something completely different from what you've just seen. Like, I could not be any different from what you've just watched.
Oh, variety's good.
That's why I tried to mix up who was coming and when, and so that we had a great variety of friends.
I thought it was very funny. It's just, I'm trying to stick on the wholesome side of stuff, although I do think the video is quite funny. It's very internet historian, it's just very funny. Yeah.
Birdy has a special sense of humor, and so we're happy that she sent that, but we're so happy you're here. Now,
thanks.
Friends know you from Knitting Wars, probably, and we did do an episode with you, but this is your first time on the Trunk Show.
Yeah.
So, hey, welcome.
Thank you. I was actually surprised to get invited. Normally because I figure I don't knit, I figured, that is the knitting circle. That's, people who are extremely much more talented than I am who can knit, who, can do way cooler things with their hands. That's your guys' circle. But I'm really thankful to be invited to this. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I'm very glad. And we try to get people who have different crafts and different abilities on here, because not everybody who watches us is actually a knitter. And so some people do want to buy like ready-made stuff. So you know, and Emily in the comments is saying that she got one of your hippos for her baby, and it's the most adorable thing. So,
Oh, I'm so glad.
oh, and here's a
That's
good
great.
comment for you. Not more talent, just different talents.
Okay, fair.
So,
That's fair.
you know.
I should be more positive. That's fair.
So what do you have? What do you want to tell us about?
All right. Alrighty. So as you can see behind me, I have a wide variety of stuff ready-made. So I guess the first thing I'll show you are my latest plushies. They're little polar bears. They have a unique joint system, which is actually reminiscent of like older toys. So there's no plastic in here. It's just thread. So you can have his arms up, have his arms down. They all have
Really?
little scarves. This is the non-bow version, and this is the bow version. At my last craft show that I did, which was a couple weeks ago, the ones with the bows are very, very popular with the little girls. So I do have a small number of those. Everything about the plushie is washable. Everything is made here. I don't outsource anything. What I say at my craft shows is I make everything except for the table. So literally all of my decorations, everything that I do is here. I do have help. My mom helps me crochet. I also crochet. My husband helps me with like sometimes color decisions. He also has a book that I'll show you at the end of this. So it's really a family business. And again, everything is done here. We don't like to outsource anything. So whenever it comes to doing the shipping part, doing all the little pieces, that's all here. Let's see, after that, I have these, which are loveys, similar to plushies, except it's like a security blanket. They all have a coordinating fabric on the back. This one happens to be a lamb. A lot of people who bought these say that it's like the first thing that they buy for babies, like whether it's your godchild, niece, nephew, your own child, and they have them for forever. Again, not unlike the plushies, they're fully washable. Put them in the machine. They're really easy care. And all the designs are unique to me, even though they're done by a machine, like I do machine embroidery. I don't do any stock images. Everything starts with a drawing and then I convert it to embroidery. And then that turns it ultimately into the item.
That's very cool.
Similar to those, I have these guys called Buddies. This is my little puppy. I'm surprised he's still here. It's like my favorite thing. But he's similar to a lovey, except he's skinny.
Oh,
So
That is adorable.
yeah, so
is so
similar.
cool.
I mean, most of the time, loveys are for babies, you know, for nap time, for cuddles, whatever. But these guys are kind of geared more towards the older kid who might want to take a toy to school and still need
kid in their
something
50s
comfortable
maybe?
if they're still. I'm sorry.
A kid in their 50s with a beard and a bald head, maybe.
That's fine. And my
No
stuff is good
judgment.
for all ages. If that is something that appeals to you, no judgment. I love them. Like everything that I make, I like it. So, and you know, we're not too far in age, so it's totally fine to me.
I love how
anybody
you've done
can enjoy
the
them.
split face. I love that.
yeah. His
That's really
little
cool.
spot or his color. It's very
Yeah,
cute.
it was a technique that I just decided to try, and it really worked out. So I'm very proud to show off my little guy. I also have, as far as crocheted stuff, this is a hat and booty set. It's a new one that's sort of reminiscent of the Grinch, except I call him a Grinchy, grumpy green guy, because technically you're not supposed to say Grinch.
Yeah.
But everything is fully crocheted. Whenever anyone who buys anything from my shop, everything is packaged as a gift. I always say it's ready to gift. It's hard enough to find a box, find a bag, find this or find that. If you wanted to just buy it, you know, it comes in the mail. You can literally just hand it to someone because it's fully done up nicely so that you don't have to worry about having to do any of the other stuff. I do have a number of these sets. This one in particular, I have 2 of them. I have a bunch of them on my site. I will be having more sets in the coming weeks. I just have to take pictures and put them up.
Awesome.
And on average, there are ages between like 1 to 3 months. Most of my stuff, hats, booties, anything related to babies, I go up to 6 months because after that they start to crawl or try to walk, and I don't want to have anybody slipping. So these are just for keeping their little toes cozy, not for any walking or anything like that. then, let's
Very
see.
nice.
What else do I have on the wall? Oh, over here, this is something new that I did recently. They're actually Christmas stockings.
Wow.
I was in one of the many Christmas stores, and you know how it is when you go in there, you see a lot of sparkly stuff, you see a lot of Christmas stuff, and then, like, of course, I'm sure with knitting too, it makes your brain start going. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to have different shapes? I had done this with Halloween treat bags, and they were really popular, or at least popular enough to not discourage me from making more. So I thought, have some fun shapes of stockings. So this guy, this little snowman. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So again, fully washable if you needed to wash it. I don't know why you would, but in case you needed to, you never know.
So is his
Your
head
chocolate
open?
leaks?
Yeah, it's a little hanger on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Did you say it's like a stocking
so-
though? So do you put things inside it?
Yes. So here,
Ah,
it opens here. So the openings are about 6 to 7 inches, but he's fully all the way through. You can fit a lot of little presents in there, hang them by the tree, hang them by fireplace or wherever people might want to hang them. And I thought too, once, you know, after the chaos of Christmas happens and the kids are ripping all their paper and everything, you still have something cute in the background if you wanted to take a picture or just to have something decorative on the wall or wherever you choose to hang it. I only right now have these, I have 4. I'm planning to make a lot more. I just didn't finish because I'm sure it happens to you guys. Once you get on a kick of this idea, then you didn't finish it. You start another one, start another one, start another one. So by about Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, I'll have probably a dozen different options or so.
Awesome.
Because, you know, you can't stop.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, and also just as an aside, back to my booties, this is something new. They're little jingle bell booties.
Are they strawberries by any chance?
I can do strawberries. I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to do that for like the summertime. I try to do things like thematically, because I find that when I have stuff for an extended period of time, it doesn't go. But when it's like new for the summer, I was planning on doing fruits. I wanted to do strawberries, watermelons, oranges, lemons, all different little fruit shapes, but that'll be a little bit later on.
No,
like
just
next
I know
year.
someone who's having a baby soon, and they have specifically said they want strawberry themed things. For them.
Oh.
So if you get strawberry things, I'll probably get some off you.
Oh yeah, I've had strawberry bibs before, where they have little leaves on by the neck. And speaking of bibs, this is something that I have in my shop. This is an example of one of my bibs. It's a little gingerbread, and on the back is a coordinating fabric. All of my bibs are around the same size. They typically last from, you know, basically as early as you want to put a bib on a child until about 1 year old. They are fully washable. They have a lining on the inside, which is water resistant. So during feeding time, the baby doesn't get wet or stained from the food. And once you're done, you can throw it in the wash, put it in the dryer. If for some reason the outside of one side gets stained, you do have the other side to put on. So you basically get two bibs out of one.
Very cute.
Thank you. And I have a whole bunch of different designs on my site. I actually, just before I came on, finished updating my Etsy store. I have an announcement which shows the promo code. There's also a mention about Halloween sale. There's a whole bunch of information on there and a lot of stuff that I won't be able to show here, but at least it's there for you guys to take a look at.
Awesome.
Then I have this little set, which is a sleeper.
Oh.
Which also comes with a little hat.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I like to make the hats a little bit big because I think it's really cute when they have a tiny little head and a big hat. I don't know. I just think that's really cute. Everything, not unlike the plushies, is fully washable. It's still the same fabric, so it's really cozy. And if for some reason you didn't want to use it just at Christmas time, it can go into the full-on winter, so into your, I guess depending on where you are. I mean, for me, that would be January, February, a little bit into March. So it's cozy, and you don't necessarily have to use the hat. It is, it's not attached or anything like that.
Yep.
And the sizes for those are 0 to 6 months. They are a bit on the bigger side, especially for like the leg area, because I know babies like to kick and they like to shuffle. So it gives them a little bit of wiggle room. And in case there's some babies are tinier than others, ones that are on the bigger side should still feel very comfortable in this, as well as the ones that are a bit tiny.
Yep.
And this is something that my husband actually worked on. He is an artist and illustrator, and also artist illustrator, same thing. He's an illustrator, and he's also a writer. This is a book. It's called Gooseberry Pie. We've sold now, last check, like 750 copies since we launched it. Yeah, it was really, really fun. He had this idea to make the book. We launched it on Etsy. We sold a bunch our first time. We actually made all the books by hand, which was a trip for a newly married couple. Well, not newly married, but early enough that it's just during COVID time, having to work together in a small space, making books, something we've never done. It was quite an experience, but we persevered.
I have to say, well done on that, because I did illustration at university, and I know how difficult it is to try and produce a kid's book. To get it out there.
Yeah, and we had nothing but good responses. I'll actually show some of the pages of the artwork. So the little mouse.
Does your husband do digital art, or does he paint everything, or is it digital art that he does?
This he had done digitally, but he does have a background in regular painting, watercolor, oils. Basically, in my mind, he can pretty much do anything. When it comes to illustration, like, I don't know how he can do what he can do, but like, he's just the most talented artist that I've ever seen. Anyway, as far as the book goes, it is a bit lengthy. I think I can't recall exactly how many pages it is, but we always say that it is good for multiple nighttime readings. So you get a really long, you can enjoy the book for a long period of time. We actually had recently, someone had gotten the book from us, and they said that as soon as their son had it the first night, he instantly, the next night, wouldn't go to bed until he got to the next part, and then ultimately finished it. And he was a little guy, probably 3 years old. But we have people who enjoy it. I mean, my aunts and uncles have enjoyed it. I have a nephew who's 16 who likes it. Everybody likes it. It's pretty much like a Winnie the Pooh-ish type of book. So if you're into the wholesome thing, it's completely perfect. We do carry it in softcover and hardcover. And something that I didn't announce yet, but I wanted to save it as something special for here, is these plushies that I made, the character from the book.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, you've got to get that with the book. You can't get one.
Yeah, you could. I mean, some people have. Yeah, some people have, and that makes it a really, really good book, especially, if you're going to read with your child or read with a child, it's great to have the little guy with you. I have a limited number of those, but they do tend to go fast. Like, I haven't restocked this in many, many months, but because, the holiday season's coming, I figured it's a good opportunity to set aside some time and have more. His name is Strudel. Have more Strudels in the shop.
Very
Somebody
cool.
in the chat's just saying that her daughter's got the book and said it's beautiful. It's a beautiful book.
Yep.
That's great.
I think I want to get it for my niece for Christmas. I hope that by the time I get there, there's a strudel left.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we'll
Well,
see.
I'm hoping with the first batch should go relatively quickly. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on. I'd love to make more of them, but we'll see what happens. I think I have like a dozen or 10 or something like that, but it's a very limited number. And again, they too tend to go fast. I haven't announced it on Instagram or Twitter yet, or X, I'm sorry. So I'm sure as soon as I make the announcement, and if my husband pushes it out to his peeps, we're probably going to sell out really, really fast. So if anybody's interested, now's the time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, all of your stuff is very beautiful. I
thank
love
you.
all of your animals. They have such personality.
Thank you. I try to bring like life into them. Not in like I mean, I guess in my mind, it's sort of like a wholesome Pee-wee's Playhouse. I try to make everything have some kind of character. I don't want to just have generic faces. I don't want to do anything. Like I said at the beginning, I don't do stock images. I don't even use patterns. Like, everything is coming out of my brain. or drawings or doodles or inspiration from somewhere. So overall, over the past about 2 years I've been doing this, people have really responded well to that. And ultimately, we really want to create and provide keepsakes. I would love to hear someday that someone really cherished the Gooseberry Pie book, like it was their favorite book as a kid, or they still have a plushie that I made or something like that. Like that would be like the ultimate, like that's the most meaningful thing to me.
That's awesome. Well, your stuff is beautiful, and
Thank you.
everybody can check you out on Etsy.
Yep.
And thanks for sharing with us. I'm so glad you
Oh,
joined us
thanks.
this year.
Thank you. I can't wait. Maybe next year too.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we'll keep
Yeah, that'd
doing
be
this,
great.
and we'll have so many people that it'll be a 2-day event, or well, hopefully not, because that would be crazy. But but I'm glad you came. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day,
All
guys.
Nice to
right.
meet you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm giant.
It's always a shock, isn't it? It's like,
I know. It's like, oh my goodness.
how are we going to
Yeah.
afford all these things, DK?
That's the problem. I think that it's somewhat of a blessing that we're hosting, because we can't just go online and buy everything.
Bankrupt.
And
Yeah.
so therefore, have you ever done a wine tasting?
No.
Okay. So you do a wine tasting, and I'm not saying that anything that people buy is bad, but like when you do a wine tasting, you'll buy a lot of wine because you've been drinking, and then you're like, why did I buy all this wine? So at least we're not going to have that experience where we're like,
What? Because you're so
Where did
drunk
this-
at the end of it, everything's great. At the
you're
end.
just buying all the wine, and so at least you and I'll have a little discretion, because we'll have missed out on some of the deals, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's
I'm going
better
to
for
send
everybody
people a list
watching.
of what I want them to get me.
How funny. Okay. So up next is our gal Melanie from Ravelution Yarn. So let me just find her. I saw her.
Oh, she's there. I can see her.
There she is. I see her. Okay, I'm gonna put you on. Hey. Oh, you're muted.
Oh.
Of course, leave it to me. Yes. Hi, how's it going?
Okay. Hey, thanks for coming
That's
on.
better.
Inviting me.
Oh, you've already got your thing on the bottom, haven't you? You've already got your code.
Yeah.
I put it in
Is
there.
it worth me putting that up or not?
Oh, well,
Is
yeah.
your- is
When-
yours
Your
better?
website's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it
Yeah.
on then.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
How's it going?
thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
We haven't seen you in a long time. Have things been good?
Yeah, I think it was a year ago. Last year.
I
when
know.
Yeah. Yeah, things are good. Super busy. I don't know if you heard, but we have a mail strike right now.
No.
Canada
Which
Post.
state are you in?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, Canada. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've noticed that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so yesterday our postal service announced they're on strike, and they were supposed to do like a rolling strike, so there'd be service. There's no service, so nothing's going in and nothing is going out.
no.
That is not good.
No.
I'm gonna have to find that's the way I ship stuff, so I'm gonna have to find an alternative that is not gonna break the bank.
Hmm.
So
Is this common in Canada? Because I've noticed a few, not your shop, but I've noticed other places I've bought from in Canada have had problems shipping.
shipping is a huge issue for small businesses in Canada for sure. Because one, it's super expensive. Canada Post happens to be the least expensive, and it's still very expensive. And then if you go private, like UPS, Purelator, or FedEx, it's not affordable. People wouldn't pay it. So there's some alternatives that are coming out. So hopefully I can find something to get the orders out, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So
Yeah.
So do you know how long the strike's going to last? Or
no. So hopefully not very long. My mother worked for the Postal Union for like 35 years, and I was speaking with her this morning, and she says, never lasts long. They get mandated back to work. So hopefully history repeats itself, and then
Yeah. So, friends, still support Melanie. And if it takes a little bit longer than you expect to get it, just, be aware, because it's not her.
it is not. So we're at the mercy of the system. But like I said, I'm gonna try to work on like an alternative and see if I can bypass that. Not that
Yeah.
I don't support them and their cause, but like small business has to survive
You're
too.
trying to do business, so it is what it is, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So
So there's a fine line there. But anyways, thought I'd say that up front as a caveat that
Yep.
unfortunately that's what we're dealing with. So
right.
yeah.
Well,
So
what
I
have you
shop
got going on? It's been so long. It's been so long.
it
And I've
has
been staying away from shopping, so I haven't checked your site as often as I used to.
some new stuff. So we've got some new bases that I'm really excited about. One being the tweed, the Donegal tweed fingering merino. So this is great for socks. So I have a sample here that I knit up in this, and it's just this rustic looking. It's got the Donegal tweed neps throughout, and it's just I love it. I'm obsessed with it. So we've got some of these colorways, and the green. My shop is downstairs, so I try to grab as much as I could, but the lighting is better in here. So I
That's
tried
pretty.
this up this week. I'm working on some Christmas colorways, so for the tweed. So that's a new base, and then I haven't even listed these yet, but these are I don't even remember. It's merino wool baby alpaca
Ooh,
tweed, and this is in a like an Aran weight. So we've got
that's my jam.
right. I have to say
Really
it's
pretty.
super, super squishy. I'm gonna knit my son a sweater in this, so stay tuned. I'll post that. So I've got a couple of those new colorways going up.
I like that.
Mhm.
And the last new base that we have, or I have in the shop, is a fingering fine merino stellina with some nylon in it. This is called unicorn farts. So this one, it flew off the rack at my last show, so I dyed up some new stuff. So it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, a little bit like a 5% stellina. So it's not in your face, but it's kind of like a nice little bling.
Yeah, there's a little glimmer, which is nice.
Yeah, and now I did this for fall. A little bit of
That's pretty.
shimmer.
Yep, that says fall.
Yeah.
It worked.
And this is more like for winter, working on some winter colors.
Oh,
I
that one's mine. I like that one. I like that a lot.
that one's called Under the Light of the Moon.
Ah,
It's pretty.
So that's for the new. Oh no! Since last year, now we've got some mohair.
Ooh,
So we've got some
nice.
mohair coordinating. Where's my other spoon of blue here? I'll do this. I'll show you this. So some coordinating fingering,
Oh,
to go with the mohair. So we've got a couple of those colors. So we've got this one in Bordeaux. And this one is Flamingo Kiss. So these are fun to. Some people have made like hats and mitts, and they knit it together, and it just makes a really, really pretty halo.
yep.
On the ground, my blue's on the ground. So I've got blue opal.
Oh, I like. They're all
yeah.
pretty, but I don't know the blues. You know how you go in phases? I think I'm in a blue-green phase. Like,
It's your blue phase.
yeah. So pretty though.
Thank you. Then we've got some reoccurring colorways. So the dyed to order. And I tried to go with something a little bit seasonal. So this is Northern Cardinal Song. So it's inspired by the Northern Cardinal. I got this on several bases. So this one's BFL. And this one is our worsted. Oh, and we've got some super bulky. I love how it looks on the super bulky.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got a nice sheen to it. It's just funny how it looks different on all bases. It's like the same but not quite.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Cabin in the Woods. This one's been a popular one, so available on most of our bases. So the DK and again our fingering merino, and this is also DK. And then this is the Cold Never Bothered Me Anyway. So this is another.
Is that purple? Is that purples?
Yes, yeah, it's purple, blues,
Oh, that's nice.
some creams, and even some teals. Hard
Yep.
to
You only have to say the word teal, and then I'll want it.
That's
Anything teal.
so again, available on all the bases. And then there's Walking in Memphis. This is one of my favorites. I just brought it up to show. I have it on our bulky base. And it's got some navy and browns and beiges. It's a little bit more neutral. I have a hard time doing neutrals. I don't do subtle very well, but this is the one that I like. And speaking of not subtle, so
I love that.
rainbows. I have a sample of this. I knit my son, and I did something fun in the middle. I knit my son a sweater in this.
Oh, brilliant. That is
Holy
great.
moly, that's excellent.
Everything rainbow, and this is what he wanted, and he's so sad because it doesn't fit him anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have
So
to
that-
unravel it and knit it again in a bigger size.
Yeah, well, exactly. So this is again one of our dyed to order colors.
I think I have that color. I think I used it for something.
I remember sending you in DK, or was it worsted?
It's usually in DK if it's me.
Yes.
But yeah, if you're thinking about Melanie's yarn, I happen to be a fairly big fan of hers, and I can vouch that they're very lovely. So
I don't know how much time I have left. I just
we
grabbed.
got 5 more minutes. So yeah.
And one of my other favorite of our dyed to order is like a denim. It's called the Cowboy in Me. And this one, my kids love it. And I knit my eldest. He's not as loud as my youngest, so he wanted something more subtle. And he doesn't.
That's nice.
It's kind of like I got this out of his drawer, but so it knits up like a nice denim, and it's a good neutral.
I'd wear a sweater in that, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know a lot of people that would wear a sweater in that. It's a nice color that goes with a lot.
Everything, exactly.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Awesome.
I'll make one for my husband, but it's just so big and it takes so long. And
Yeah, I've never knit my husband a sweater either.
no, I don't blame you.
yeah.
It's not too long. And behind me, I brought this up. So this is the zebra merino nylon, and this is, I'd have to say, one of my this is like a showstopper at shows when I sell in person. They make great socks. I have a sample here.
I love the zebra.
It just adds like a certain depth to it. And especially when you're knitting with a hand-dyed yarn, sometimes you're not too sure if it's going to pool or not. And this, it doesn't matter because you have the consistency of the black merino throughout. So it adds that consistency. So then it doesn't matter if you've got a little bit more purple here or, whatever.
Yep.
So I love how that knits up. And then there's a shawl here. Somebody took a solid, one of our solid yellows, and then just did an accent with the zebra on it. So it's
that one on your far right. It's like it looks to be red. Is it red or burgundy? Is it that one? Yeah. What's that one?
This one is called Nina and Dracula. I did this for Halloween, so it's like a black and
Wow,
very deep red.
that is really nice.
It is, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got a
And
lot-
Teresa in the comments says she hasn't seen a color she doesn't like. So
Oh,
that's a fabulous compliment.
yes, thank you so much. This was something I dyed yesterday, and that was the the cold doesn't bother me anyway. It never bothered me anyway. So, but this is what it looks like.
Well, until today, because Lynn showed a purple. I didn't know I liked purple as much as I'm liking the purples I've seen today.
You must be
that
in your
is
purple
really
phase.
Yeah.
go.
My regal phase, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Beautiful things. And then really fast, I've got some sock sets.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a sock club. It's a monthly club that I send out. You get two mini skeins, and it comes with a free pattern, and it comes with a couple of extra goodies that are themed for that month. So this was the month of April. So this was called April Showers. And then this was the pattern that
cute.
with like the little umbrellas. And I actually designed this one myself. I don't usually design them, but little tulips.
That's cute.
So I have a couple of Americans who are subscribed, and shipping has not gone smoothly this month or last month. So just a caveat. I want to be honest and upfront about that. I just wish shipping was easier. It's just not right now. And this is a Christmas one that I'm going to be restocking. This came out last year, and this is called Grandma's Killer Fruitcake. The inspiration was fruitcake, but like with a little
Is that
bit
a
of,
mint green? Is it? Is it mint green?
it's like a Kelly green,
Ah,
a little bit of a neon, so killer
Yeah.
fruit.
it's kind of like a modern take on the Christmas colours, isn't it? Yeah, I like that.
Exactly. Yeah, and there's
Very
a
cool.
little bit of teal here.
Some teal.
All the dyers are going to be putting teal in everything now, aren't they?
I need Neil to buy this. I'm going to put more teal in.
I've not got that much money, everybody.
We'll have to pick and choose. And then in the shop, I've got some zipper pouches. So just for your notions, and I've got some Christmas inspired ones and little reindeer,
Oh, cute.
little red inserts, or the Christmas tree. Trying to go really fast. I've got some stitch markers, so this little Santa guy, and it's a glass stitch marker. I didn't bring them all up. I've got a bunch, but I've got some Harry Potter inspired.
Nice.
So pick your tribe. And then last but not least, some project bags.
Cute.
So, this was one for fall.
Oh.
And do you make these? Do you make these yourself?
My mom
Oh.
does. I make these because this is about my skill level. But my mom gets a little bit fancier with the box bottom, and there's pouches inside. So I pick the fabric, and then I tell her how to put it together, and then she puts it.
She's got her in a little sweatshop in the back.
Well, that's what my dad.
They're very cute.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Very nice.
And I think this was what my mom just did this week.
Oh, cool.
Oh, they're cakes of yarn. Are they yarn?
No, it's actually
Oh, it looks like cakes, doesn't it, from the top?
geodes, but I guess it does kind of look like yarn cakes. It's true. And this one is my absolute. I don't know if I want to keep this one. So cat food.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That is.
How fun.
And then that's it.
Awesome.
So I
Wow.
So much to catch up on in 15 minutes.
Oh,
We'll have to do it again.
absolutely anytime.
But
We'll have
yeah,
to
so
catch up.
yeah. So if you order from Melanie, just remember that Canada is having some trouble with their mail. I'm sure that she'll let you know if stuff is happening. So,
Absolutely.
but she's always been excellent at shipping. So don't worry, friends. And thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So nice to see you guys.
Yes,
And
thank
you.
you so much. All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right. Next guest. Hey, Neil. What's up?
Is it me? Am I next?
No, you're not. So we have Elijah and Sarah. Hey guys, how are you?
Hello.
Thanks
Good,
for
how are
joining
you?
us.
It's good to
Oh,
be
we're
here.
fabulous. I know that you came because Anne and you guys follow each other on X,
Mhm.
but you're new to me and Neil and all of our viewers. So I know you're going to show off what you have, but can you just give us like the elevator pitch of what you do and, so everybody can catch up?
Yeah, so we make bespoke and wooden swords and wooden bookmarks. So as you can see behind, got a
These are
variety of
prefer
things that we
swords.
make, and then we have laser etched wooden bookmarks that
They're
we
really
make as
cute.
well.
Can I just say, I
That's
saw
really-
the video that you did where you are teaching your children how to kill dragons, and I just thought that was brilliant. Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
That was fun to make.
That was a lot of fun.
I must have
We
missed that
also
when I.
do like cutting boards and other things, but they're not necessarily part of the Middleborne Arms brand, if that makes sense.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
But I just make things out of wood.
So that's what you like to do. You make things out of wood, and that's your
In my collection, yeah.
Yeah.
very cool.
The swords are amazing though, because I was looking at them, and what I couldn't get over is that they're all wood. I was thinking that it would just be a wooden handle, and you would have like the blade. But can you show us any of them? Could you show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a Sting I made for someone. And in fact, it's kind of a great story. Shout out to Dunklin if he's watching. But he ordered this from me, took it to a con where Elijah Wood was at, and had Elijah Wood sign the sword and sent it back to me.
Wow.
Wow.
So I take it that one's not for sale.
No.
No, baby.
No, but it's a good example of like what he can do for commissions. He can pretty much do any sword, which I love. I love watching the process.
One of our biggest sellers are these I call them squirely arms. So they're 4 kids. As you can see, they're really thick in the blade. We offer a leather suede wrap, but they are meant to be beaten on and suffer an incredible amount of abuse and last for a long time. My kids have not even managed to destroy theirs despite using them to dig holes, to attack trees and rocks and concrete. So these are really cool. I love how they are, but I do some things out of exotics. So this is my personal sword. It is made out of rosewood and Pokidot.
Wow, they're works of art, aren't they? When
Yeah.
you design it, do you design it yourself, or do you have a sword that you've seen somewhere and then you kind of model it off that? How do you do it?
Yes.
All of the above.
So I have sometimes if I'm not able to think of a great design, I'll look at my reference books and stuff like that. But most of the time I'm just sitting down and figuring something out on the fly. Typically the way I do orders is that people on the things that aren't the Squire of the Arms are based on templates. So they're pretty much the same every single time. But the other swords that you order, you basically order the style. So this is a gladius. You would order the gladius, and then everything that I build is going to be, each one is going to be completely and totally unique to you. There are no two of the same designs, exactly.
I love
Very
those.
cool.
I love them.
So,
And your bookmarks as well, because I had a look on your website and I noticed that you do custom bookmarks, don't you?
yes,
Yeah.
we do.
So, what kind of things do you put on the bookmarks, or what could people ask for on the bookmarks?
So this is actually a failed bookmark because we sent the ones that didn't fail the customer, but you can see. So there's hands in prayer with the text. people tend to ask me for a picture or send me one, and I translate that into something that's engravable, which usually involves either tracing the image that they send me or completely drawing a new one.
So people's logos, you could do those within reason. If they're not-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I've done those a lot. I'm currently working with a couple authors on stuff for their books, kind of like rewards or things like that. And then we have a couple collections from authors. We've had to be careful with copyright issues because you never know who's going to be on the copyright frenzy. But we have a set of Jane Austen bookmarks here. Currently only 3.
It's a shame we can't see because they've got really nice illustrations on, haven't they? And it's hard to see them on there, isn't it? But
Yeah,
so
the
the
pictures
writing
are more
that's
clear
on-
on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is the writing a quote from the book?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the goal is to have 7 bookmarks. I just haven't been able to design the other 4. But it's from each one of the books that Jane Austen published, either during her lifetime or was published posthumously. And then we've been finding creative ways around copyright.
So these.
Oh, Narnia.
Oh,
Is it all
Very
Narnia
cool.
or are they different ones?
These are no, they're all from like based on Narnia. And some of these I love. They have cutouts in them. So like in the wardrobe,
Oh,
you can go through the wardrobe. And we don't have the lamp one. We have one that has the
lamp post,
Yeah.
but the fire is a cutout.
oh, cool.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking, DK? I think you're reading my mind. I'm thinking of needle gauges and things like that.
Oh,
whether
yeah,
they could do
different things
those.
that they could.
Yeah.
There might be some conversation. I will discuss with
I
Anne.
think so.
Before
Yeah,
we
like,
continue, though. Oh,
Do
sorry.
cutouts like this. Sorry.
It's okay. Somebody wants to know if you are able to make chess pieces.
Nope.
Not something you've been asked yet, or
Not something I've been asked yet. I mean, like, technically it's possible,
okay.
but it would take a lot of experimentation.
Okay.
Well,
So
I
if
don't-
that's something she's interested in, she can email you and talk to you about it in the
And I'm thinking crochet hooks as well. Can you make crochet?
Neil's got you making all kinds of
Oh,
stuff
goodness.
for us to
I have-
craft.
I've already asked him to make me like chopsticks and crochet needles and knitting needles.
Yeah. So
I'm waiting on
lettering
those.
is something I do. So like this pommel here is turned on a lathe. That would be basically how I would make anything like that. But I've never tried to make anything as small as knitting needles or chopsticks or anything like that.
Okay.
I've done a couple of beads. I'm working with someone on making them some beads for them to make jewelry out of. But
Yeah,
The
but we're
bookmarks
always
are
open
a
to
great-
experimenting.
Great idea for Christmas presents because there's so many options, aren't there? How long? What's the turnaround on a bookmark? So to make one, and if it was a unique one that someone asked for, rather than one
a
you already have.
unique one depends on like we back in August we got a ton of orders. We probably had like 20 or more personalized ones.
It was a lot.
It took about 2 months to get to all of those because several of the orders had like multiple different personalizations, and so I'm trying to draw them and getting like feedback from the people. So I want to work with you on the design, make sure that you like it before we engrave it. But typically it's about 2 to 3 weeks for a personalized one. That's at the long range, unless we make a mistake and just it gets kind of mixed in with everything else. But yeah, everything I make the bookmark links myself.
Yeah, he's the one that designs all the stuff. So, and he also works on the swords. So it depends on our workload, his workload.
Yeah.
Are
The
the
time that
swords
he
your
has.
favourite? I bet that's your passion, isn't it? The swords. That.
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah, I can imagine that's what all you want to do, really, isn't it? You probably don't want to do the bookmarks or anything else.
See, I love designing the bookmarks because I'm an artist and I like to draw and I like to create and that's what I love about the swords is I can just go, a little bit crazy within limits, but it's the making of the blanks that, it's one of those things. It's 3 to 4 hours to make, I don't know how many, to make a good stack of blanks for us to use.
50 to 60.
And that's just, it's like with every craft, there's a certain part of it that everyone hates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weaving in
Exactly.
ends. That's mine.
Yes,
But
exactly.
it's
That's what I
all
was
worth it in
thinking.
the end.
Yeah. No, that's very cool. So people can get customized bookmarks if you have a lot of orders that affects the turnaround time, obviously.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that are ready-made in your shop, or you still make them to order.
We try to get ahead of orders if we can. It just depends on the
Right.
order load.
Yeah.
But the ones that we sell on the website are really easy to make. You just slap a blank on the engraver and
It does
Yeah.
it for
print them
you.
out.
And you do
That's
different
cool.
types of wood as well, don't you? Because you have, is it 3 or 2 different types
Yes.
you do?
So we have
So we have-
currently have 4 different types of wood.
We have Purple Heart, which is legit purple. I love it.
That's cool.
And that
Um,
is that stained afterwards, or is that the actual?
No.
No, we don't stain any of our wood.
Wow, so that's the color it comes, the wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just do an oil finish, so it protects it from water and wear and tear, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a
And
beautiful.
then we
colour.
have Osage Orange. Yeah,
This is our Osage Orange. This is from our Dune set. I love it.
Very cool. I like the cutout at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I loved
special.
our cutout bookmarks.
It looks really cool coming out of the book.
Yeah.
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 And
So we didn't have our maple ready. He's gonna go grab a maple. But here's our walnuts, and this is our parody. I don't know if you can read it. Our parody on the One Ring. It's the one book.
Ah.
Very cool.
One book to rule them all.
Yes. This one's one of my personal favorites. So with the wood, sometimes you can get like some beautiful chatoyancy, and it kind of looks like 3-dimensional. And it just depends on the cut of wood that we get, but a lot of the wood is gorgeous.
yeah, this is an unsanded maple bookmark
It's our unfinished one, but it's
with the with that cutout in there. You can
Oh,
see
cool.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really neat. Very, very cool.
it. So
Awesome.
yeah, the different bookmark sets are engraved entirely in one or other type of wood. So
our Dune ones are only
only in the Osage Orange.
Yeah.
It fits the theme. Jane Austen is
Mhm.
only in Purple Heart. And the Narnia bookmarks are in either maple or walnut. And then personalized, you can get personalized in Purple Heart or walnut. I might add maple on there here shortly. It's just it takes a while to like really experiment and go through the process of figuring out what we can use and what works.
And our maple is a new addition. So like we don't know the volume that we're gonna get, so we don't know what we're gonna buy to keep in stock. So hopefully we'll get to add that to our regular options.
I wish we could smell it because I can tell that the wood is going to smell really good, isn't it? You know,
It does. We've got several comments on our website talking about the smell of the bookmarks.
I don't think I'd want to use it as a bookmark though, because I wouldn't want it to be hidden. You know, I think if you've got that, I think I'd want it to be seen somewhere. You know,
We do have some customers who buy the bookmarks just to show off, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
just
the two to put
gritty
holes
to
in the top so they could pin them.
Mm-hmm.
And we could accommodate requests like that, and
Yeah.
any variety of things.
Yeah, and sometimes we have people who request like a regular bookmark for one of our sets, but they want it personalized on the back, which we can totally do that.
Very cool.
So
That's
we
awesome.
have a lot of options. So I like it.
I'm probably going to ask you to do my logo. I think I'll have to show it you to see whether you can do it, but I think that's what I want.
Yeah, I'm thinking about a needle gauge. So if you're going to talk to him about it, maybe we should get on this together so it's a thing. But,
I think you need to get
well, you
these
know.
guys on your regular show, DK. You know, for a full episode. I think.
Well,
As if they're willing to come on, they might not want to.
Gotta keep the kids
absolutely.
quiet long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I understand that part. But and somebody in the comments was saying the swords would be great for their nephews, and like you said,
Mhm.
they're appropriate for like if you want to cosplay or if your kid wants to beat on a tree with
Right.
them, or there's lots of different things, which is really really fun.
Yeah.
So
And we do
Awesome.
have little mini daggers that we
Mhm.
make for like toddlers or little preschool, elementary age.
But like
I just can imagine my
for the
nephew
little
with one.
but they're still like made really, really nicely with walnut
Yeah.
and a leather wrap that's really comfortable.
They're so cute. They're like Hobbit daggers, you know?
Oh, I wouldn't let anyone play with them. I'd be like, no, they're not for playing with. They're for best.
That's the
very
problem
cool.
we've had at like fairs is
They're too nice. People think they're too nice to play with,
Yeah.
but
Do you get
they're
a lot
made
of
to be played with.
reenactments and to people doing reenactments? By them,
not
or-
yet. I'm trying to see if I can get into that at some point. But it's with our workload and what we've been trying to do and all that, it's just been chaos for the past year that we've been in operation. This
Yeah.
is something that we're workshopping. It's an order that somebody wanted for their kids, and we're experimenting on offering something that's like it's the Squirrely Arms sword handle, but with a PVC pipe and foam core, so you don't have to worry about your kids fully maiming each other.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know,
That's
you could do a lightsaber with that, couldn't you? You know.
Oh, that'd
Oh,
be cool.
gee. All right.
That would be fun.
Neil.
Sorry, I could talk with you two all day over this. It's sort of
Guys.
scratched the geekness in me.
Yeah. No, but your stuff is very cool, and I would love to learn more about it another time. But we have to get to Infiniti. So,
Sorry.
guys, make sure you check out Middleborne Arms. They're very cool, new friends of ours, and
Keep killing
the
the
bookmarks
dragons.
are awesome gifts. What, Neil?
Keep killing the dragons.
Yes,
to
yes,
see
but
the
it's
videos
very
we've got.
cool. And make sure you check them out. And I think that we'll have them back. Maybe Neil will have them on his show. But but I appreciate you guys taking the time to come on and meet with us and everything.
Yeah, thanks
So
for
thank
having us
you.
on here.
All right. We will see you.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
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 Oh, Anne's going to be so sorry that she'd missed that.
Well, Anne is so sorry she's missed the whole thing. She wishes she was here, I know. But here's our girl Infiniti. Let's see. Hey,
Hey,
it's been
hey,
a
how's it
while.
going?
How are you?
it has been a while. I'm doing fine.
Good.
How are
I love
you?
the glasses change. You're so fashionable.
Hey, I just made these last night.
Dude,
Oh, wow.
it's cute.
Thank
I like
you. Yeah, no,
That's really good.
today's
isn't
my
it?
birthday, so I had to get a little fancy with it.
It's what, sorry? Your
Today is
birthday?
what?
Today's my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you for taking the time
Oh.
on your day to come hang out.
No problem. A day spent with friends is a day well spent. So
So it's been a while since we saw you too. What have you been up to?
we're a lot. Graduated and just dealing with a lot of family stuff, new job, that kind of thing. But stuff's
Yeah?
panning out. Yeah.
Yeah?
Haven't had a lot of time
So
to be
you-
in the studio. So
Oh, that's a bummer. So
yeah.
you've been creating some though, right? I hope.
A little bit. I've been working on
That-
this little entrelock and knitting thing, but I haven't finished anything in a minute.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
cool.
So thank you
People
for
are
having
saying
me
happy
on.
birthday.
You wish
The
you could've
commenters
sang
are
it.
saying it. Yeah, no, we're not singing.
I was gonna be like, no, Nookie.
No. But
Um,
people in the comments are saying happy birthday to you. So
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, no. So, well, I guess I'll introduce myself. My name is Infiniti. It is an actual name. I'm an artist by trade, so my main mediums were painting and ceramics. So that's kind of where my shift went with my shop towards the middle part of this year, was putting out more of my ceramic works for the craft room. So I make yarn bowls, vases, things like that. I do all of my graphic design myself. I write patterns. Just kind of been all over the place for the last 7-ish years with Infiniti Crafting Co. So yeah. Today I have an assortment of my pots to show off. I did some late night updates. This is one of my yarn bowls that I've had with the name right out of there. It's a really nice teal. I used to play a lot with the yarn guides because I'd never really liked the swirl ones, and I kind of like when they look a little funky. So I always make sure that they look a little different, that they have multiple guides in there. And most of my bowls are, not holding it up high enough, most of my bowls are kind of mid-size, so you can get like a little chunky cake of yarn in there if you wanted to, or this one. This one is one of my favorite ones, but it perfectly fits like a medium-sized cake in there if you wanted to do something like that. I've also had people to buy them and just display them, which is kind of cool.
Mhm. That one had a bunch of holes around the yarn guide, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, this was one of those things. I was in the studio at like 9 o'clock at night with this bat, and I was like, I got to do something to this. And so I just started poking the holes, and it started coming together in my mind. But what I didn't expect.
Can you turn
is
it?
This
Oh,
is
that's
one
it.
of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one
You
of the
say, could you
few.
turn it so we can see?
Oh yeah, like this.
That's it. Yeah. Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Then the
lovely.
inside is really cool.
Yeah.
So this is one of the few pieces that was actually wood fired. So you can't really get this color on regular fired stuff. So cone 10, cone 6 stuff, you won't get it. It's something with the oxidation and the ash from the wood that combined, because this was actually supposed to be blue. So it just
Oh,
turned into
wow.
something really cool. Yeah. And I had 3
That's
pieces
really
to turn out with this color on it. I was so happy with it. So these are going to be bittersweet to depart with because I really like them. I have another, it's not really a bowl, but it's more of a dish. Kind of keep your crochet hooks in there. It's not really deep enough for knitting needles, but you just kind of keep stuff in there. But it has that same drip and coloring going on with this one. And I do have some of my quirkier pieces here. So this is one of my first Raku pieces. And, I don't know what I was really thinking with this. I was just kind of like, I want to be able to store my notions and my hooks in the same spot. Because at the time, I didn't really have a place to put my collection. Because, the longer you knit and crochet, the more tools you accumulate. So I ended up making this little thing. And I think my grandmother joked with me one day and said, it looks like a little toilet for your notions. I'm like, thanks.
Now you've said it, I can see. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But
like there's no
it's nice
unseeing.
though. With that little spot
And
on
they
it though, it's
actually-
nice because you can put your things and have it like where you're working and everything you need is right there.
Exactly. And that's what I was going for. I had a quirkier one that I never wanted to sell, but it has holes around all the way. And I stick all these weirder hooks in there and it displays them nicely. But these actually hold quite a few hooks. If you have like the standard handle hooks. I think this one was like 34 or something. So surprisingly, they hold a lot. And these are some of my quirkier favorites. And I really like that the inside of this. I can do this without dumping everything. Inside of this has a gold that kind of surfaced on accident, and it's really shiny. But I don't know if that comes across.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
You can see some of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So I
and
was
one of
very
the
happy that
commenters
this
says,
is,
she says she loves your Notion toilet. So there you go. Oh no, is she frozen?
She's still there?
I hope
Yeah, we'll
so.
give her a minute. She'll come back, I think.
Yeah, these things happen.
Pottery. Oh, she's back.
Oh,
okay,
there you are.
There we go.
Good.
There we go. I was like, I don't know if it's me or what, because I've been having tech difficulties all day.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. Yeah, no, last night I started stocking more of my mugs because I hadn't gotten around to it. So this is one of them. Yeah.
You're talented.
Oh,
I've had a go at pottery once at university, and it isn't easy.
It's not.
It's not, is it? I mean, the monstrosities that I made back then, I'm in awe because that is talent.
Yeah, no, I definitely have a few that I keep hidden that I don't tell people about. And I use them for handy little storage. That's
Yeah, if
for
anybody
myself.
comes to your house, have you got all the rejects that you've not let anyone see? So everyone gets a
Exactly.
wonky
And all the dishes we eat out of now, we kind of moved on to solely eating out of the stuff that I made. But those are actually pretty decent, not to brag. But
I love
so
the
yeah.
mugs. I'm gonna buy myself one from my husband.
Oh, that would be great. Hopefully you can
He's
find the
gonna get
one
that for
you
me for
want.
Christmas.
Well, that's perfect. Hopefully you find the one that you want on there. 'Cause
Yeah,
those-
hopefully.
I think the last time I did a mug update, those just kind of disappeared on me, which I was very happy about, but I was surprised at how quick they went. So
Oh, do you put personalized things on them as well, or
no, that's outside of my skill set. Yeah. But no, I take a lot of joy in playing with the forms of things and just kind of experimenting where they'll go. Now, whether they survive the firing or not is another question, but sometimes I come out with really cool things. Sometimes they bust. Like I had a mug that had a twisted handle, but it cracked during the misfiring, and I was so sad about it. But it was too thin. So, but apart from that, I do design, knit, and crochet garments and accessories. I'm wearing one thing, but I never actually published it. But those are all. Everything in the shop is on sale. So I also have my merch shop integrated into my website, which was something really big for me to do earlier this year because I wanted everything in one spot. And this is one of my tumblers, and this is my favorite design. It's my Frogget mug, and so it's like rip it, rip it, rip it back. And I thought it was so cute. Yeah, no, and it's on hoodies and
Oh, got a question for you from Miss Sheepish. She says, "Do you do large pots? As I am looking for something for a lemon tree."
Ooh, no, I don't have anything that big. Yeah, I experimented with that, and I was not good. The clay threw me around as opposed to me controlling it, so I just never got there. But maybe in the future, I don't know. Once I get more space to set up my studio, who knows where that may go. So keep an eye out. Follow me on Instagram. I'll come back around and post. But yeah, so that's mostly it. I do, like I said, do my own graphic design. So I got t-shirts. This is one of the last ones I did. It's crochet. I don't have one for the knitting, I don't think, but I do have one that's more universal. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it says I'm running on coffee, yarn, and Jesus. So, and this is one of my favorites. My grandmother made me give her one. So.
Well, as your grandmother, that's her prerogative.
Yeah. No, and she's definitely my number one fan and stuff. She's always like, "Oh, what do you have down there?" The other day she was asking me about vases and stuff for her kitchen things. And mind you, when I bring the stuff home, she's like, "I get first pick." So she got first pick. And now she wants more of my stuff.
Lock the door so she can't get in and see what you've got.
Yeah, the last haul that I got, I actually got it right. Actually, matter of fact, she was in the hospital at the time, unfortunately, but I brought it in and I got it all downstairs before she got back home. And so she doesn't really know of its existence. But yeah, no, that's all I've got.
Well, I love it all, and I maybe have bought a mug, or I'm working on buying a mug right now. I won't lie.
Oh, thank you. I know, get in there.
Hey, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss it. I'm trying.
I hear you. So yeah, no, everything that rolls in this weekend, I'll try to get shipped out by midweek next week.
Awesome.
Yep.
So. Awesome. No, it's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you took the time out of your birthday to come hang out with us.
Oh, no problem. I enjoy being here. I'm not doing much today. So
yeah, well, I hope you have a great day. I hope somebody takes you out to dinner or something fabulous.
I am going out to lunch after this, so I'm excited.
Oh, good. Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
It's great having you.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Neil.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh.
Wow,
The
pottery
seams.
is so difficult. I'm so impressed. I'd
And
love to
her
be able to do
pottery
that.
is so beautiful. It really
Yeah.
is. It really, really is. Um, all right. Now, Anne, here's our next friend. Hey, Cheryl.
Oh,
How are
Cheryl.
you?
Hi, Cheryl.
Hi. Hi. How are you guys?
I'm
Good. How are
good.
you
Oh,
doing?
I love
I'm
that
doing.
sweater. I've bought the pattern, but I've not made it yet. I
Oh, you
absolutely
need
love
to
it.
make it.
Yeah,
This
Oh,
is
the one
I've got
she
the
has
yarn.
on?
Sorry,
yes.
DK, what was that?
Wonderful. The one that she's wearing is the one you bought
Yeah,
the pattern
yeah,
for?
I really
That's
like it.
pretty.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Keeping time, isn't it? That's what it's called.
Yes.
Very
Where's
good.
DK gone?
I'm
I can
right
hear her
here.
opening
don't
stick.
know.
What's she up to?
I'm right here. I can go anywhere. I don't know what you're talking about.
She had to
I
go
love
get on
your
the website
backdrop.
to buy this. I
To
had
buy
to
my
go
mug?
look up the name of the. Yeah, you had to go buy your mug. I had to look up the name of the quilt because I made this several years ago, and it's called "Made in the USA" by
Well,
Oh, cool.
Cuddle Cat
makes
Quilt
sense.
Works.
Are
So
they're not different types of flags, are they? They're just the flags,
they're
but just
all
different
American
material.
flags, just different fabric.
Right. It's really
So
cool. I like that. It's a good backdrop.
that's when I learned why you use a walking foot, because these strips in the middle, when I was sewing them to the flags, got all stretched out. So it was a learning experience in my quilting. And
Oh,
I'm not a very experienced quilter at all, but I
Pretty
learned my
good to
lesson
me.
on this one. Well, I sewed it all together and then I had to take it all apart. I didn't have to take the flags apart, but I had to do all these white strips in between twice.
Wow. How long
So
did that take you?
a long time. I didn't keep
Anyway,
track of it.
we're eating into
Actually,
your selling time, aren't we here? So
yes.
sorry.
Okay, so let's move on to knitting patterns.
yes. Yes.
Well, I'm
What have you
Cheryl
got today?
from Wiesel Knits, and I write knitting patterns, and I've been doing that for about 20 years as kind of a side gig. I started off writing for magazines and then worked with a few yarn companies, but now I pretty much write patterns or design patterns of things that I like and use the yarn that I want. And I find that works best with my creativity. So, and I, as you know, I like cables a lot. So I've got quite a few patterns with cables. This one is the Celtic Grace, and that's one of my best selling patterns. But I've got another one that is a man's sweater, and I don't have the sweater here. I was going to pull it up on my iPad. This is the Scottish Ale,
I have that one as
I've
well,
looked
and I've
at
which
not
that
made
is
one.
that
a
yet either.
pattern that
It's great, that pattern.
it's a
It's
lot of
great, that pattern.
knitting, but it would work out well for you because it's really tightly knit so that it can be worn as outerwear. So that'd be right up your alley, Neil.
Yeah, my tight knitting. Yeah.
Yes. I went down a couple of needle sizes to get that, but you might not have to do that.
Oh, I'll have to go up.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Another pattern, and this is one that I did last year. See if I can maybe
yeah.
hold this up. This is my Solomon poncho, and this is just really a big rectangle that is sewn together along there, and then you pick up stitches for the collar, and that's knit in Skeins DK. So of course you don't have to use Skeins, you could use any DK weight yarn. Got a couple other ponchos, well, not ponchos, swanchos.
Mm.
When I first knit a swancho, I think I did Caitlin Hunter's swancho, and I thought the whole time I was making it, I thought, I'm not ever going to wear this. But swanchos are really wearable. So you get all the fabric of a poncho, but then you can have your arms free to drive or type on the computer or do whatever you want. So they're really a very wearable and forgiving
That cabling
garment.
is really cool.
Yeah.
You are the queen
Yeah.
of cables. As somebody
Yeah, and
in the comments has said that.
Yeah.
They're just fun to do. And I will say that all my patterns, whether they have tables or color work, they're completely written out, but they're also completely charted because everybody's a little bit different. And I much prefer a chart myself. Once you
I
get
think
the
it's
pattern
nice to
down,
have
you go,
both, though, isn't it? Because it's
It
nice
is.
to, whichever way you are in terms of how you like to read it, it's nice to have a double checking thing.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
is.
like a
Sometimes-
chart, but sometimes I have to double check what the written thing says. you know.
Exactly. Sometimes I get
Yeah.
confused, and that's nice to have a reference to see if I'm off track or not. So,
Right. And if you haven't used charts before, then going back and forth between the written pattern and the chart can be really helpful in learning how to use them. But for
Yeah.
me,
Yep.
it's just like, there's a picture of what I'm supposed to do. So,
And with
I've done a
cabling,
lot of them with
cabling works well, doesn't it, with charts? Because you can,
Yeah.
once you understand what the symbol is, you get it. You can see
Right.
whether it's forward
And
one or
it really does look like the fabric. So,
yep.
okay,
Oh, and then we
so-
have somebody else saying that your patterns are really good and easy to follow. So, there you
Well,
go.
you know what? I don't do, even though I do a lot of cables and I do some color work, I don't do anything that is really very difficult. I mean, I rate most of my patterns as intermediate, but I don't do anything super complicated because I don't enjoy knitting super complicated. I like to be
Right.
able to knit while I'm watching TV, and I want them to be accessible to most people and not something that only a few people can do. So that's my philosophy anyway.
Yep.
Now let me show you a couple of color works. I just kicked them all to the floor.
Oh, this
Too
looks
much stuff
interesting.
around me. Well, this is the wildflower tea.
I've seen this before, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There are a
so
lot
That
of
is
people
lovely.
making that.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of people that are making it or made it last summer. I got this in adult size, but I've also got it in infant through teen sizes. So it's a nice pattern that you can make for multi-generations. Susan Smith from Dlightful Works just sent me a picture, and I think she did either 7 or 9 of them for her grandchildren.
Oh
And
my.
Wow.
she sent me a picture with, I think, 5 or 6 of the grandkids, and they were, from toddlers to preteens, and it was just so cute. They were all different colors. I think each child got to decide on their own color palette, or at least the main color that they wanted, but it was just so fun to see that.
Is it a
Yeah,
top
that's
down
really
one?
cool.
It is, isn't it? It's top down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's top down, all in one piece. No sleeves. I mean, it's basically just cap sleeves. So it's fingering weight, but it really is very quick to knit because
Is that one of your most popular patterns, that one?
it is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's stunning.
Yep.
Well, thank you. I've also got Christmas stockings.
I love
I
your
know
Christmas
DK
stockings.
has made this one. This is the
Yeah.
color work sampler. And
Love the
this-
colours you've chosen on that. Because it
Yeah,
looks
you can
vintage,
do-
doesn't it?
I like the darker colors better than the really bright green and bright red. Myself,
Yeah.
I like that, but you can do it however you want. And I've made a lot of these because I make them for my great nieces and nephews as they're born. In fact, this one is for a great niece that was just born last week. So I just have to add her name and send it off to her and sew the lining in. I usually line them because, practicality when you're putting things in Christmas stockings over the years, you're going to get some heavier things. So I like to have a lining in there so it doesn't get all stretched out. So I've got that one. I've got 5 or 6 different Christmas stockings. A cabled one,
That
of
one's
course.
pretty.
And
Yep.
this one doesn't have a spot for a name, but all of them you can you can add a name in, and you just knit an extra 11 rows, and then I give you all of the letters
Oh, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
and,
So you don't have to
and
guess.
some graph paper. Yeah.
Yep.
And I put lots of extra graph paper on the back so that you could chart out the name and figure out how you want to do it. And it might take you more than one try, so you can figure out what you want to do for that. But so it's my Christmas stockings. I've got a new free pattern that's
I can't
out.
believe you're giving this away for free. Well,
It's not very hard. I
it's
just felt
so
like it was-
clever.
well, it's just garter stitch, and then where the colors meet, you do a cable, and every 4 rows, it's either white over blue or blue over white. So, and I've got
Sometimes some
pattern-
simple ideas are the best, aren't they? Because it is so
Yeah.
effective.
well, I needed something really simple just because I had a bunch of stuff going on that I wanted to still knit, but I didn't have a lot of concentration. So this is what came of it. And I've had this yarn. This is Melanie's yarn from Ravelution. And I've had it for a year. I bought it right after she was on Politically Incorrect Knitters because I just wanted to support her. And I was just waiting for the right project. So this is it.
I predict a
That's very
sweater
nice.
with that pattern.
Well, I was thinking about that. And then I thought, do you want all one color on one side or do you flip the back? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, it's
that might be
there's so
fun.
many options with that, isn't there? You could do all
Right.
sorts.
Yeah.
So it's
you
a
could
cable.
So yeah,
So is it basically intarsia?
it
Or
is.
I don't know how you say intarsia, but
Intarsia.
It always sounds nicer when Neil says it.
Intarsia.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first time the colors meet, I put the old yarn over the new yarn, and then they're locked like
Yeah.
that. But there are times where you're white, blue, and there's other times where you're white until you turn to the blue. But just the first time that the colors meet, you have to wrap the yarns. And after that, it's like stranded,
Right.
just for those
Wow.
4 stitches.
That's
So
interesting.
I did a little video that shows how to do it in all the different situations that you run into. But
And you could adapt that into a scarf if you didn't want a shawl, couldn't you? Just do
You
the
could.
centre bit, couldn't you?
but this is really, I mean,
It's kind of skinny, isn't it?
it is kind of skinny. The bottom
Oh,
is
okay.
like 24 inches wide, and then it's just a long triangle. So the
Okay.
white stays the same width the whole time, but the blue starts out pretty wide and then just gets smaller and smaller.
Mhm.
So
It's
it's
so nice. And the colour you've chosen as well, it kind of looks like waves, doesn't it? If you hold it sideways, it's like waves on a horizon.
yeah.
I didn't realize it was a cable. That's really neat. Your patterns are also lovely.
Thank you.
Very
They're really
talented.
fun to do. They're fun to do.
I made one
I
of yours during Shark Week, but I was unfortunately unable to keep it. So
Got
I
stolen.
might try
did it?
that again.
Yeah, what's your next shark going to be? Because you've done 2 now, haven't you?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do a whale shark.
Oh.
Very cool.
So it'll be a little bit bigger, but
Mhm.
I learned some lessons from my first one. I think I made it more difficult than it had to be. And last year with the hammerhead, it was just 2 pieces that were basically the same and sewn together. Where the other one I was doing Anne's technique of intarsia in the round, and that is a little bit confusing.
And
It's
it can be
tricky, isn't it?
cumbersome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
tricky.
Yeah. And that
Wow.
really is more like definitely at least an intermediate knitter, but maybe even a little beyond.
Yep.
I've also got, do I still have some more time?
You got like another minute or 2. Yeah.
Okay. I've got some products now. These are from Emma Ball. This is a project bag with Highland sheep, which are really cute.
Mhm.
Oh.
This one is called Happy Sheep.
Oh, that's good. I
Those
like
are
that.
cute. Yep.
They are cute. I think all of her stuff is really adorable. And I used to always see it at river festivals. And then I thought, well, I don't have time to make bags, but I love her things. This one is Puffins. And this little bag has a pocket on the outside so you can stick your phone in and then put your sock project in here and go for a hike. Just knit along.
Because I often knit and hike at the same time. But yes.
Oh, Cheryl does though, don't you? You do.
I've done it occasionally. Usually,
How funny.
I mean, it has to be something pretty simple because, I had gone on a walk. This has been a couple of years ago. And this is when I started feeling old because I was walking on this trail. It's by a street. A lot of people run on it. I tripped on the sidewalk and I fell down.
Oh,
and
no.
It's fine. But this girl was running and she ran over to me and she's like, "Oh man, are you okay? I can take you home if you need to." I was like,
Oh, no.
that's when you're old. But if you're young and you fall down, people kind of laugh. If you're older and you fall down, they're like, "Oh no, did you break a hip?"
How funny. Candy said she just ordered all 3 of those bags last week. So
Yep, she did.
very nice. She says they're very cute. They look very cute.
They
So,
are cute. I have a hard time not taking one of each.
yeah, keeping them all for yourself. That's the
Yeah.
problem with me. So I get it. But yes, awesome. Cheryl, your
Texas
stuff
Sheep
is
Lady
beautiful.
said she wants to take photos of babies inside the stockings.
That would be cute.
That would be adorable.
They'd have to be
would be.
small enough though, like very brand new. Because
Yeah.
otherwise I don't know that they'd fit. But
Well, you could use a little bit bigger yarn and,
yeah,
make them
make
a little wider.
photo prop.
Just
Yeah.
squash it in.
Neil, that's not how it works. But Cheryl, I thank you so much for coming today and sharing all of your stuff.
Oh,
It's
thank
all
you for
lovely.
having me. It's been really fun watching everybody all day. So
Oh,
It has
you've
been
been watching.
fun.
Oh, brilliant.
I
Oh,
was. In
good.
fact, I had it on 2 TVs and they were not quite in sync. So as I'm walking down the hallway between the bedroom and the living room, you could hear them both, and it was just,
That's
An
always
echo.
funny when that happens.
yeah.
But cool. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Lovely to see you
All
again.
right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right. And here we are. Oh, she's not there.
Susan.
She'll come
Is it
back.
Susan.
Yep.
Wow. There's
Let's see.
so many things we've seen. I'm kind of, when your head's
I
spinning
know.
of all the, I just think, right, what am I going to buy first? Because I'm going to buy a few things.
Right. Oh, sorry. The cat is helping me right
Have
now.
we lost?
She's in my cord.
Susan?
I'm not sure what's up. We'll see.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we can't see you. Is your camera on?
It says it's on. I'm not sure.
Let me see what I can.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. I've turned it off. Now I'm gonna turn it back on. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Do you want to try logging out and coming back in again? Because
Yeah, try
I'll
to come
show
back
that
in the
calendar
studio.
while we're
Okay,
Yeah.
let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I'll
Yeah,
put you over here, Neil.
Okay, so this is a world exclusive. I've been quite a few of us have been working on a calendar for 2025, and it's called the Women of Blocked calendar. DK's on there, as is Anne. I'm not in it. You'll be, glad to know. So what we're going to be doing is taking pre-orders because we're still actually working on it at the moment. I've got a few shots that I can show you, a couple of the months. And we're going to be taking pre-orders. And the calendar is going to be, I'm going to say less than $20 because at the moment we don't know exactly how much it's going to cost. So we've gone for the highest price at the moment, but I expect it to be a bit cheaper. And that will include postage and packaging. Okay, so this is just a couple of the images from there. So this is Anne, and
that's
we
cool.
might not stick with the same month, so we might change the months around at the moment, but we're still working on it. And then so it's going to be American holidays in the actual calendar part of it. If you're not in America, let me know, because we have got something in mind for people who aren't American, because we're going to be selling it in America, if that makes sense. This is Wendy, and
Nice. I see
there's
why you
only
need the extra picture. I haven't sent you yet.
yeah.
Okay.
And then this is August, and so we've just got the 3 examples at the moment, and then there's the logo at the bottom. And I'm just going to put on the screen the bit of information that you'll need. So if you're interested in getting one of these calendars, please email me saying that you're interested, with calendar in the subject line. And then once we're in a position where we can take pre-orders, then I'll contact you back, and then we can sort all that out. It's probably going to be soon. It's kind of just finishing off, and when it gets going, it's going to finish very quickly, if you get my drift. So it might be next week, or it could be 2 weeks. Don't know yet. But
Depends
hopefully,
on how long it takes DK to send her extra picture in.
yeah. So message DK, everybody, and just prompt her, just poke her. But it's been really fun doing it. So, and there's a bit of a story, and there's going to be a little bit of writing in there to explain some of the things, because there's a few reasons behind some of the images. But we had 12 people, one for each month, surprisingly. So I'm not going to say any more about who else is in there. So you've seen 4 people. So there's another 8 that will be a surprise.
Yep.
Okay. I think.
Awesome.
Oh no, we haven't got Susan back, have we?
No, I mean, we can go on to Holly, and hopefully Susan can come back.
Yeah, I think.
What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully she'll be okay with that, won't she?
Well, I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. It's hard to sell your things if we can't see it. It's, part of the deal. So, let's see.
Yay.
Oh, hey, Holly, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
All good. All good.
Good.
Cool.
I think that this is your first time, right? You haven't been on our trunk show before?
No, I don't think so. No,
I'm good.
Thank you for letting me join you guys.
Absolutely.
You look like you're in like a president's office or a
I know,
CEO's
right? It's all
office.
fancy.
Oh yeah, this is my husband's office. We had a thing at my church today, so I'm sneaking away to my husband's office. He's got all his degrees and everything in here. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So Holly is Mystery Mouse Yarns. She's been on some shows with us. Have we interviewed just you, or have you only come on the?
I don't
recall.
think so.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think she's just been on our Tuesday show. So thanks for coming.
Oh, I'm going to point out something. All the other coupon codes have been PIK Trunk Show on its own. Holly's has 10 on it. So when you go and buy all the goodies, make sure you put the 10 on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's important.
Probably because some other people on Etsy already did that one. It would let me do it. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Maybe.
So what have you got?
Well,
what we got going on?
Okay. So one reason I'm so thankful you guys let me come on here is it made me dye Christmas yarn, because last year I didn't dye until like the middle of December, and it was, it was a little late.
Oh no.
But anyway, so I have a new sock set. I'm gonna call this the the We Three Kings sock set, because I always like to do some stuff that's inspired by like Christmas carols. My like day job is I'm the choir director at my church. So I love, music and the Christmas music especially. So this is just a like a kind of like a ombre. It goes from like purple to very dark blue. I cannot do this backwards. I'm sorry. And then it goes to a light blue. And then there's a gold.
That works so well together, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
That's the perfect mini to go with that.
Yeah. So that is a new sock set that's available. And I also I dyed this. I had a little bit of sparkle yarn left over from last Christmas. So I dyed this like a tonal mauve kind of. And so this is sugar plum. I only have a few of these, but I also dyed some on mohair silk to match. So I thought that would be a really pretty, like Christmassy but subtle shawl. You held them together.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have this left over from last year. I had two skeins of this left. This is also in sparkle.
That's an unusual color. What color is that?
It's really
Is it
just
red?
It's red, but it's like a tonal red. So it's lighter in some places and darker in others. Yeah,
Because it's not a pink, is it? It's not pink, but
no, it's not pink. But it's like light red. You know.
That's really nice.
Yeah. So I had a couple of those left, so I thought I would show those. And I have been wanting to knit like a gingerbread house inspired sweater, like maybe a Soldotna crop, because you know how it has that little, it looks like a house, it looks like a roof, and it goes down, it looks like a door if you look at the Soldotna pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So I dyed this gingerbread color, kind of a dark gingerbread. And I just needed some classic Christmas colors to go with it. So I have like a dark red. It's a really nice red.
That's a really nice red.
And a green.
Yeah, very Christmas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How do they look together?
like this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So very
I love
nice.
that red.
And
Reds
then,
are hit or miss sometimes. So that's
I
a
know.
nice one.
They are hard to dye because you really have to use a lot of dye or they look washed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did this. This is just a cream, but it has like, let's see if we can get it. It's got like some gold speckles in it.
Pretty.
Wow.
I didn't want it to be too boring. So the Soldotna calls for 4 colors. So I think this would be
That's Christmas right there.
Yeah.
Like
It is, isn't
absolutely.
it?
classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, these are all for sale separately. If you were going to make the Soldotna, I think you'd need 3 or 4 of the main, or maybe just 2, and then 1 of each of the others. So
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to do a gingerbread kind of DK sweater, those are all in DK. And so yeah. And then I also I had like 3 or 4, I couldn't remember. This is my advent calendar from last year. I just had some of the minis left.
What is it about minis? Whenever I see minis, I just want them all. You know, I don't.
I know.
What is it?
I never use mine either. I just look at them. I don't know why.
Well, they're little. They're like the puppies of knitting.
Yeah, that is it, isn't it? Exactly. Yeah.
So anyway, so this was my Death on the Nile advent calendar from last year. And I love how these minis turned out. They're really good. They're kind of a rainbow, but like subtle, because there's not really a blue. This is the closest I have to a blue. It's kind of more of a teal. And several.
That's Neil's kryptonite. Everybody says teal, and Neil gets all excited. He can't help it.
So anyway, I had a few. So, you know, I thought, well, if there are people who didn't get to get an advent calendar, because advent calendars are very expensive. I did not get an advent calendar this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice, you know, to have, you can do like a little advent project with this if you want.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you did the shawl with? The
Yeah.
pyramids, was it?
And Tabitha knit it. It looks like a pyramid in the middle. And I would really like to release that pattern. I think that's why I was holding on to these, but I haven't done it yet. So I thought I'll just put it,
Do it.
put minis out there. I know. I need to. So, and then also I have this yarn.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is just,
wait, I have yarn that looks like that.
yeah, I sent you one, DK. And so
I remember where I put it. There.
I was dyeing my Star Trek yarn for the Politically Incorrect Knitters Star Trek knit along, and I was doing it late at night and I messed a batch up, so I just left it. It was like 2 days before the election and I was like so tired, but then the day after the election I was in a super good mood, and so I decided to over dye it. So this is how it turned out, and I really like it. It's really interesting. It's very like superhero kind of.
Yeah.
So this is called Phoenix, And it is, I only have, I think, 5. But anyway, I thought I'd put those out, and they're on DK also.
Yeah.
Oh, is that not a repeatable one? Is that a one-off? Is it?
No, this is a special one.
That's an accident.
Yeah.
And Texas She Plays says she loves the idea of the puppies of yarn. You'll never know what they will grow up to be like.
That's true, yes.
That's very fun.
And then I've got one more thing, and I really only have this to show, but I'm doing a collaboration with Susan of Dlightful Works, and so I have a bag from her. But I thought what I would do, because I'm going to release this with a sock set, like a main skein and 2 mini skeins and a stitch marker. But I'm going to keep those as a surprise. So that way, if you buy yourself a little Christmas present and not know what it is exactly, it will be inspired by the bag.
Okay.
So that will be...
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a little Christmas present you could buy yourself. I love this. The kitty. It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's funny. Susan's having trouble getting her video working, but we have... I think you're the 3rd person to mention her on the stream so far today. So she's still getting her exposure, which is nice.
Definitely check this out. She is amazing. I love her bags, and she does great work, and I've collaborated with her many times, and I will continue to do it because I just love her bags. So
yeah, they're beautiful. So very cool. And are you at church right now, or you just ran away to your house?
No, I'm at church.
Oh.
Well, thank you for taking the time to run into the office and hide and show us all your stuff.
No, well, thanks for having me. Really fun. I'm really glad I got to do it this year.
Yes. We are so glad to have you. Make sure you check out Mystery Mouse. She does have a yarn that's inspired by our knit along also that you can use to check off an extra bingo square. So lots of excellent fun stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Again.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What we'll, if we can't get Susan on, what we could do is show a website with the...
That's exactly what I said. I told her to come back and then she can at least talk.
Yeah, I'll try and find the website now, and then at least we've got it ready in case.
Yep, she says she's trying again. I see her in here, but I don't see a picture. So I think we'll just kind of have to wing it. What do you think?
Yeah. So if you give me a second, if you can talk for a second while I type.
Yep. Well, let's see. Here's Susan. Are you there?
I'm here. I don't
You're
know.
here. We just can't.
Yeah, it's hard to show my bags without a camera. I don't know why my camera's not picking up.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know the answer either. But Neil's going to pull up your website, so at least we can talk about some of the things you have on there.
Okay,
And,
that's fine. I mean, and I can, tell you a little bit about me to start with, and just
Sure.
kind of get started. So, in Georgia, we have 5 boys that we homeschooled, and 4 are grown and on their own. I still have a 15-year-old at home. And I sew for my oldest son's business. We make ultralight down products for backpackers. And so that's been a lot of fun through the years. But it doesn't really satisfy my creative sewing. So when I started knitting, I made myself some bags, and then some other people kind of asked me to make some for them. And so then one thing led to another, and I started with the Etsy shop. And I took my name, the Dlightful Works, from the scripture that I had on my Instagram page already. And it was, she looks for wool and flax and works with her hands in delight. And so that was already on there when I was thinking about what could I name my shop. And so I just thought, well, Dlightful Works would be good, because it always gives me a lot of delight to work with my hands and make things. So so that's how I became Dlightful Works.
Can I just say, your accent is amazing.
I hope that's a good amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. It's like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever quite heard an accent like that before.
Yeah, I've been in Georgia all my life, so I'm definitely a Georgia peach here.
Oh, I need you to say, well, bless your heart.
Bless your heart. That's
Oh,
Well,
right.
that makes me Neil's day.
So anyway, so Anne asked me to make a bag for the Star Trek knit along, and I've got it right here in my lap. I just hate that I can't show it to you, but I got the colors, the red, blue, and yellow, and it actually could be used also with the Knitting McPurley Advent. That's the creator of the universe Advent. So because it's kind of got planets and stars, kind of nebula in the fabric. So anyway, so it's a kind of just a planet stars kind of bag. It's pretty neat, but it is definitely the primary red, blue, yellow colors.
Is it on your website?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. So we should be able to find
it. Should
it.
be on there. Okay, you're seeing a hook right now that I can add to any bag. The little hook.
Here.
Oh, this little thing here. Yep.
Right. Yes, I can add that to any bag. Some people want hooks, some people don't. Just to attach their scissors or their stitch markers or whatever to. Actually, Neil, if you could scroll up a little bit, I could talk about a few of those bags.
Okay, I'll go back to the top. Okay,
yeah,
there we
sure,
go.
that'd be great. So, having 5 boys, gingerbread was just a great way for me to decorate and things for Christmas. I even have gingerbread dishes. So you're probably always going to see me have gingerbread bags at Christmas time because they're just my thing. So you see the little Merry and Bright Cocoa. I have a large in that, and then also a small sock size bag. So those work well for either a large project or a small sock. The basket bags that you see there, I've got a few, I think 3 of those in kind of Christmas fabrics. But besides being a great project bag, they work great for gift baskets. I've got one for like my Christmas cards and my address book and my stamps and that kind of thing. But then I've also fixed one with a candle and a mug and a skein of yarn and one of the little Try It needle sets from Knit Picks. And that's for a friend that's a new knitter. Some chocolates and things in there. So that works great because it gives her a bag, it gives her yarn and needles, and she's ready to go. So some
I've just noticed. Sorry to interrupt. I've just noticed that it's in British pounds, and that must be because I've logged in to look. So I'm assuming it'll be in American dollars if anybody else goes and looks.
Right.
So sorry about that.
Yes. I'm here in the U.S. here. Okay, so if you'll scroll down just a little bit, I made some kind of wacky wonky trees, some patchwork. That one is not as wacky as some of the others, but that's just a patchwork tree. And then you see another one of the baskets and one of the sock bags there with just kind of cozy Christmas crafter things. It's got scissors and yarn and different motifs on it there. So coming on down, we've got some Christmas candy, just a white Christmas. That one in the middle there, you can't tell it, but the base fabric is sparkly. It's the Essex Sparkle from Kaufman, Sparkle Linen. And so, it just gives a little more something special to that bag for being kind of a white Christmas bag there. There's that other little sock size gingerbread. And then coming on down, that little Christmas, the Santa cats. I had that in the past. Cute. I found a little bit more fabric. I only have 2 more of those bags, and I don't think I have any more of that fabric. So if you like the Santa cats, jump on that pretty quick because I've only got 2 of those. The next one is the little green.
Somebody's saying they have. Oops, I'm sorry. Somebody's saying that they have the Christmas kitties bag from last year.
Yeah,
so
I had
it was quite popular.
A little more fabric, so I just thought, well, I'll go ahead and make these up, and that's the last 2 that I have. And then you see the wacky wonky Christmas tree. So this kind of like the patchwork stacked on each other.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of sizes. There's a large one and then more of a small one. And you'll see that some of the backgrounds are all the same color and some are kind of a scrappy mix. If you scroll down just a little bit more, you'll see that's the scrappy background there. And then another gingerbread bag. That's a pretty large bag. That would be great for like a sweater. Yeah, that one, that's a great size. So coming on down, there's the large wacky wonky Christmas bag. Okay, and I also had these last year, the Tinseltown, and they were really popular. I had a little more of that fabric left, so I thought I'd go ahead and make up some of those for this year also. So those were quite a hit last year, the little Tinseltown bags. So coming on down, we've got the another basket bag. That's got, like, I don't know if you can tell it from the picture, but it's a candy cane fabric on the inside. That's the one that I've used for my gift bag, with a mug and the yarn and the candle and such in it. And then the little winter woodland animals and the snow globe. Those are both sock size bags. Okay, there's the
there's our
outer
PIK
space
one.
project bag. Yep,
Yep.
and another gingerbread bag. Yep, and the red Tinseltown.
I recognise the yarn. It's West Yorkshire Spinners, isn't it? In that middle
That
one?
is, yes, and that's, I love that, making that sock. It the little white ruffle, I thought made it like frosting on gingerbread. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cute. Okay, scrolling on down. Okay, there's just some regular, non-holiday bag. Chicken bag. That's an extra large bag, and the birds and branches. And coming on, I've got a few yarn cozies in there as well. Coming on down, that the kitty cat cups on my right, that comes with a little notions pouch also that matches it. And there's that homespun harvest. That's the patchwork bag, and then the floral. So it looks like we're getting more down into some of the fall bags that I had. And that's just some everyday kind of all the time bags. Yeah. I rent the basket bags have been popular. Still, the drawstring bags I think are probably the #1 seller, but the basket bags have been a pretty good hit. I've really enjoyed working with Carissa and Holly and Devin from Knitting McPurley, just doing these collaborations. It's a lot of fun. Picking out fabrics and, trying to go along with what's in their head and, making it come to life. So that's been a lot of fun. Yeah.
They're really lovely. I'm liking that cat mug one that we got right there in the middle.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
I had two bases with the bottom of the bag. One was kind of a coral color, and then that one's a purpley pink kind of color.
This one on the right's almost like my shirt.
Yes, it is. It is. That's a bucket bag with the red and white flowers on a black background.
Shall I go on to page 2?
Sure.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, some more. That's the one in the center there is a zipper bag. I know a lot of people don't care for zippers on knitting bags, but sometimes they're nice, especially if you're traveling. So yeah, this one, let's see. The one on the bottom right was one I did for a collaboration with Cheryl and Holly when we did the wildflower teas. That was a lot of fun. And I did make 7 of those sweaters for my granddaughters. I've got 10 grandchildren and 7 are girls.
Wow.
So
amazing.
they all got one for their birthday this year. That was a
So I
big
bet you know the
project.
pattern off by heart, don't you? Could
Well,
you do it in your mind?
It's a great pattern and I loved it, but I was ready to get that last one done.
I can believe it.
And
So there's not going to be a number 8 then.
That's right. That's right.
Not for a while, at least.
So yeah, just the bag there on the bottom right is a really large bag that's great for a blanket. It has snaps at the top and then a handle.
It's like granny squares almost, isn't it?
That's right. They're crochet granny squares on there. So yeah, just a lot of different things in there. Thank you for doing this. I don't know what happened to my camera, but this is working, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been nice to see them at, like, you holding
There
them up
you
in
are.
person, but they're beautiful. Yeah, look, there we can
Right,
see your
yes,
face.
that's me.
There's a little Susan there.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to going to the Knitting McPurley retreat in January. It's so fun. You know, this is one thing that I never really anticipated about getting into knitting and on Instagram is all the tips that I would make that come along with this, you know, and it's just been a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. It is, it's nice that we can do these things and support each other and meet each other, and it's just lovely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I'm so
I
glad
love
that you
these
could
Christmas
join us.
tree ones.
I know I don't need another yarn bag, but that doesn't mean I won't end up with one. That's what I
Yeah.
liked, and I like the cats. I'll have to go look later.
Yep, that tree bag isn't quite as wonky as some of the other ones, but some people like the little wacky wonkiness to it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, they're all lovely, and thank you so much for coming.
Okay,
And,
thank you for having me again. I'm
appreciate
so
it.
sorry about the technical issues. I don't know.
Hey, these
all
things
worked out,
happen. I'm
didn't
glad
it?
we could still see all your beautiful things. So,
Yes,
somebody said they just bought a bag. So, wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Susan. Well, hopefully we'll actually see you next time.
Yeah, that would be great. I know I was on last time when we did it, but thanks so much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
That worked quite well,
And-
didn't it? Doing that.
I mean, it worked out. I'm glad that we were able to, think on our feet and make it work. And I know that our last guest is in the green room, so I'm going to bring her on.
Yay.
Hello.
Hey, there you are. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for
Staying warm.
joining us.
I don't know if you saw, but out here in Colorado, we just got hit with like 2 feet of snow in the last couple
Well,
of weeks.
Really?
We
crazy.
we're
Is
speaking
Carissa
with
in Colorado?
No, she's in Wyoming.
Ah.
But she was saying that she was getting snow this morning. Sweet Mountain
Yeah, I
Crafts
think they're
was,
getting
so,
snow
yeah.
up north this
Yep.
weekend. But
You guys get real snow, not like the snow we get here.
oh no, it's we made a whole
20 feet
snow
deep.
cave for the kids to climb inside. It's still sort of melting out front, so
Wow.
we had a blast.
That's cool. Cool.
All right.
Well,
So
thanks for coming today.
thank you for
We're
having
very
me.
excited to see you.
I think it's first time. Is this the first time we've met? I think it is, isn't it?
I want to say that maybe the second time. I want to say that we were in like another little interview thing, but it was brief.
Was it Knitting Wars? I think it was Knitting Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure,
It may
but
have been.
something.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So
it's nice to
tell
meet
us
you
about
again.
yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I am a mother of 4, and all I do is knit and play with yarn and make fun colors, and I just enjoy it.
good.
I really just love everything fiber. So
That's awesome.
I started really getting into knitting, oh gosh, 7 or 8 years ago now. And when you start something, you're like, oh, I'm going to use the cheap stuff from Joann's or whatever. But then when you really get into it, then you want all like the expensive stuff, the nice stuff, the wool, the alpaca, all the fun things. And we ended up moving to Texas, and I didn't have, I wasn't working. It was just my husband. So I was on a budget, and I wanted bougie yarn on a budget. And I was like, well, how hard can it be to just dye it? So I did like a bunch of research, and that's how this whole thing started. And I just like really enjoyed it. And I was like, well, why not make a business out of it? So.
Yep. Awesome. So what do you have there to show us?
Oh man, what do we have? We have all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if you have been up on the assigned pooling game recently. I've been making a lot of assigned pooling colorways. I've got some new ones. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out which direction I need to move to show off my yarn. This is some of it. It's like half. But I've got a bunch of new fun colors. So this was sort of a Halloween color, and it is a black light yarn. So this one, the speckles will glow under a black light, which is fun. But you have this little section here that's black. So as you're knitting, or there's crochet patterns as well, you do your normal thing, and then every time you get to this little bit of color, you do a special stitch. And it's really cool because no two projects are identical. Like you and your friend can buy the exact same yarn and knit the exact same thing, but the yarn is what dictates the pattern. So they'll all be sort of individual, which I think is really cool.
Nice.
And I have now on my website just assigned pooling. It's its own little thing. So if you're looking specifically for assigned pooling colorways, it's easy to find.
I've just remembered I've got one of your glow in the dark yarns, and I've not tested it out yet.
Oh, you should. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
See,
to try
I have
that
a
now.
black light thing over here, but I don't know how. It's not plugged in right now.
Oh, it's not glow in the dark, is it? Black light.
No,
is it?
it's fluorescent. Yeah, it's not glow in the dark. I don't have the chemical processes to make wool glow in the dark, but I do have.
Be cool though.
Fluorescent dye. That would be cool. Well, there is one that I've seen at like Joann's and Michael's, but I believe it is 100% acrylic, and they do something to make it glow in the dark. So
And doesn't it really? It smells bad as well, doesn't it? Apparently.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I haven't touched it yet. I haven't gone, but I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
If you're doing something for kids, that you don't.
I mean, I bought it to make some of the ghost amigurumi last year because it glowed in the dark, and I was like, that would be fun for a ghost.
Did it work?
But it doesn't glow a ton. It glows some. It's not like
It's just not very bright.
Yeah, I mean it's yarn. What do you think it's gonna?
That's
it
fair.
glowed some. It was cool.
But yeah, the fluorescent dye is just a black light. So as long as you have a fluorescent or a black light, then you're good to go.
That's cool.
But everyone always asks, like, "Oh, when am I ever going to need it?" I was like, just go to a rave and knit. It's fine. It's totally normal. Or if you're in the States, we have Meow Wolf, or there's like, what is it, Cosmic Bowling. I was like, go bowling in a sweater.
Yeah.
My friend's a DJ, a techno DJ, and
there you go.
You've just made me think I might have to make something, even if it's just a hat.
Make some awesome socks, and then like just wear them out. And then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, his feet are glowing."
Yeah,
Fun.
they're gonna be all tripping out, like what happened to his feet. So,
right. How did you
That'll
do
be
that?
funny.
I think. Let me see. I have a pattern here to show you too. So, this one is the assigned pooling, for the record. So, like, see the orange is what the color was. And there was a couple of designers recently that made crochet patterns similar to this. So there are crochet patterns as well if you're a crocheter and not a knitter. But if you are a knitter, I think it's named Dawn Barker. She has she's the one that sort of started this whole thing. And she has a ton of super awesome assigned pooling patterns.
Very cool.
So I've got one in the works right now. It's like a cowl, and I'm making it with this stuff. So I'm excited to see how it glows under a black light.
Cool.
But yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. I have like a ton of new stuff. I don't think I had tweed last year. So tweed is a new base that I am now carrying. And I'm only doing it in solids. I'm not doing speckles on tweed because it's already speckly, and I think it would sort of take away from the fun of tweed.
Yeah.
But it is fantastic, super soft. I have it in a fingering weight and in a DK. It's called Timely Tweed on my website. Let me grab some. It's a nice thing about is everything is like right here. So the tweed itself, I do sell it in what I call naked. So undyed, this is just how it looks. You've got some really beautiful like brown and black neps, and it's 75% merino, superwash, super fine, and then 15% is the nylon, and then you've got 10% is the neps, which I believe are also nylon. So, but it's really lovely. It's so soft. This is DK weight, and then here is some that I've got dyed up, and this colorway is is called Crimson Nirnroot. I don't know if anybody's a video game nerd out there, but I'm a huge fan of Skyrim, and so I have some Skyrim themed colorways. So I feel like my camera is really, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a really pretty like rusty red orange. And I have a number of those, again, in both fingering weight and DK. They make fantastic sweaters. Like, I made a sweater for my youngest, and now I'm like, I need to make myself one because I don't have 17,000 other projects going on right now. But
right, obviously.
Now I need a sweater.
It's only one more project.
Right. What's one more? It's kind of like how you have kids. You know, you have one, and then you're like, oh, what's one more? And the next thing you know, you have four, and you're herding cats around. And
no, I didn't want to herd cats on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. I'm trying to think what else, if I have anything new. I now have stickers. I don't know if I think I had them a little bit last year, but I've been having a lot of fun designing and printing some really cool stickers. And my sticker for Halloween for October this year was like super cute. My little favorite.
Oh, cute.
I asked my husband if he got it, like Knitting Spirit, and he was like, that's silly. And I was like, well, it made me happy. So. It's on my water bottle. It's awesome.
Yep.
Think of what else. I don't know. Do you have any questions or?
No, we just want to see what you had available so people can go shop your stuff if they feel moved by the spirit.
By the knitting spirit?
Exactly.
Oh, I do. I have one other thing. Let me grab it really quick. I have a couple.
Yeah,
things.
absolutely.
So, if you're into more of the luxury yarns, I now have a couple of new bases. So, this guy here is a DK weight, and it is merino and silk. It is insanely luxurious, and I just want to like.
Is that the same? Is that the same base that you had a while ago? Because I bought some, didn't I, to make a sweater, to finish a sweater off with. Do you remember?
I have a cashmere base, which is probably the one that you got. It's an MCN, so merino cashmere nylon. This one is fairly new, so I don't think so. But that one is also really awesome. I love that base as well. I've made a couple sweaters for myself out of that one. But no, so this is merino and I almost said merino and wool. Merino and silk. And then this guy right here, which is, again, this is a blacklight speckly fun yarn. This one's called Rainbow Grunge, if that's your thing. And this is, it's called Heaven. And it's a fingering weight, and it's got merino, silk, and cashmere.
Ooh.
So it is super luxurious. You just want to like, nice. I made a scarf, which I probably should have had out, with this, and I held it double with the Surrey alpaca. Oh my gosh. It is like my new favorite thing. My mom was trying to steal it from me while I was still knitting. And I was like, I'm not even cast it off yet. You can't steal it. This one's mine. Make your own. Learn to knit.
Christmas is coming.
I don't know if I like her that much. No.
Oh, harsh.
I love it. No. So, but yeah, it's fantastic. And it's a little expensive because again, we've got silk and cashmere. But it is so worth it if you want to make something. I mean, selfish knitting is a thing, please. Yeah, or if you just really have someone special. Or if you like, you know, someone who's very sensitive to stuff. This is insanely soft and smooth. And I mean, you've 437 yards in a fingering weight skein. So that you could make socks, a hat. This would be an amazing hat. Or even, you know, like a little cowl or like what are those scarfettes? What are they called? Mm-hmm. Fantastic one skein project. You could totally do that.
I'm thinking that's going to be great for hats because if I wear a hat, you know, it doesn't matter how soft it is, it always irritates here, you know, on your forehead. I bet. And it itches, you know, and you end up scratching it all the time. And I reckon that'll be the.
Oh my gosh!
That's my hat, my future hat.
There's no way this could do anything. It's like, you know. I don't even. It's like a cloud.
Wearing a cloud.
Yeah, it's so awesome. But yeah, I made that little scarf, and now I have to keep my family from stealing it from me. But it's a really, really lovely base. It's fantastic. And then of course I've got Surrey alpaca. I have another one that I may not have had last time. So this one's fun. It's merino with a little bit of linen.
Oh.
And so it's mostly merino. It's 90% merino, 10% linen. So there's not a lot, but it's kind of fun. And I got this dark color to see if hopefully we can see it on the webcam. But see how like the linen doesn't dye the same as wool does because it's a plant fiber, right? So it sort of gives you this heathered look. And it's really, really lovely to work with.
I had something similar to that years ago, and I've never found it since then. And it just knit up so pretty because you do get those different colors. Yeah.
It is so fantastic. So here I have it in, this one's called Dad's Chair, and this is called Mrs. Fraser. And this is like a really dark, like forest green. And then you've got this like burnt orange color, and they go really, really nicely together as well.
Yeah.
And I've got a number of colorways in this base. I have a friend who weaves, and so therefore I'm learning to weave because again, I don't have a million projects, right? So she wove me a scarf out of this base, and the drape on this thing is absolutely fantastic. And she used Dad's Chair, and for the life of me, I can't remember. I think it's called like Berry or something, and it's this really pretty pinkish, almost purple, but the orange and that color actually went really well together. I was super impressed. But this is like, it's a nice cool scarf. You know, it's not as warm because you do have a little bit of that linen, so it breathes really well. And this would be a great fall scarf if you don't want anything like super heavy. Or like a tee, if you wanted to do a t-shirt. I think this yarn would be really great in a t-shirt. And because it is more wool than linen, you don't have that real stiff, like scratchy linen feel.
Because linen's not necessarily nice to knit with normally, is it? It can be a bit.
It's really not.
Kind of.
But yeah, this is a fantastic base. I don't know what to make with it. I have, I don't know if you have this problem, but as a dyer, sometimes you dye something and it's just like that skein of yarn speaks to you. So you sort of, sneak it away somewhere. So I have like my own little stash. That's maybe someday I'll get to. But I have like, I'm like, oh, I have a project in mind for this one. So I have all these things lined up. I just need to force myself to finish a few that I've already started first.
Yeah.
The struggle.
No, I get that for sure.
Yeah. I always buy things with something in mind, but by the time it's actually arrived, I've moved on to another idea. And then, so it ends up just being stash yarn then.
Yep.
Basically,
I do that a lot.
Baskets of yarn all over the place. And it's fantastic problem to have.
Yep. Well,
it doesn't help too. I go to
beautiful.
shows and I sell yarn at the shows, but then I wander off and go shopping, or we trade. Like I'll trade yarn with other dyers. So like I did DFW in Dallas in September and came home with like 2 sweaters quantities worth of yarn. And my husband was like, I thought we were trying to sell yarn, not bring home more. I was like, no, this is different. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't technically spend any money. So
is this the girl logic thing?
Yes. This is yarn dyer math. Is that how that works? Yarn math.
I think
if
so.
I didn't technically spend money, he's like, yeah, but no, there's no buts. It's just don't ask questions. Just accept it. It's happening. So
yeah,
I love it. It's so much fun. He had a blast
well, it's
too.
all beautiful.
He gets to socialize and make bad jokes, and it's a problem.
Most guys like that, I think. So
he's the epitome of the dad joke, is what I like to say.
Yeah.
So any dad joke,
I'm married to one of those too.
All the time.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
So very cool.
I'm
Well,
trying to
thank
think
you
of
for
it.
showing off your stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and so the website, the code is 20% off all yarn, and I put it so it's good through the end of the month.
Right.
So you have all
Oh,
the
that's
rest
right,
of
till
the
the
month
end of November.
to shop, and I'm going to be adding more. I'm updating inventory, so there's going to be more inventory kind of coming in this week as well.
Okay. Very good.
So
Brilliant.
I haven't been able to dye for like a week because my dye shed is buried in snow. But once I dig it out, I can dye some more yarn.
Great.
And I also started carrying Likey. So if anybody needs needles, I have interchangeable sets in Likey, and I sell Lantern Moon. And I got a couple of the yarn ballers because I wanted to try it out. And this is like my new favorite toy. If anybody's played with the it's big. It takes up a lot of space. But look how awesome this thing is.
Oh.
And because
cool.
it spins here, it's really easy on your wrist. You're not like cranking like this. It's really, really nice. And they're all made
That's
out of
interesting.
wood, and it's hefty. Like she's got some weight to her. Comes with like a clamp, so you can clamp it here onto a table or a desk or whatever. And yeah, this is like my new favorite thing. My little plastic yarn baller has now made it to the back.
Now I want one. Every time I see a gadget, I want it.
Right?
funny.
I love new toys. You know, you have to play around and find all the stuff. And I like to say that I won't sell anything that I don't also use, because I don't think you can be a good salesperson if you're trying to sell something that you don't like. So I've also got some new bases that might be coming up. I ordered to play with. And so if I like them, then they will become part of the permanent lineup. And let me grab one of those for you real quick. So this is something really cool. Super fluffy. Look at that. It's brushed. You know, we've heard about the brushed Surrey alpaca. This is brushed merino.
Oh.
So it is wool with a little bit of nylon to kind of help keep everything together. But it is super fluffy, just like a mohair or a Surrey alpaca, but it's merino, which I thought was really cool. And then this guy,
have you knitted with it yet? Have you actually tested it
I'm
yet?
forcing myself to finish at least 3 projects before I start anything new, because I have a problem, as we all do.
Makes sense.
And then this stuff is I don't know how well you can see it, but it's actually like a chain, and it's like a super bulky. I don't know if if you can kind of see that it's like a little chain. So I got this, and it's also, again, merino wool, super squishy, super soft. This would make a really great hat, like if you live somewhere where it gets cold. But yeah, this is, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I'm thinking maybe like a really thick cardigan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Miss
It should
Sheepy's
not pass,
just said,
right, if it's this big.
oh yeah. Miss Sheepy's just said, I wish I hadn't gone to the dentist and spent all my money.
Well,
Right?
it probably was needed if you went. So
You don't need teeth.
Just you don't need
Whatever.
teeth. Just it's fine. Who needs to eat when you have yarn?
Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
it's all
Less
fine.
to eat, less money you spend on food, more money for yarn. That's how that works,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
It sounded good.
But all right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing all of your stuff. I'm very excited to go check out your website. And I'm glad we worked out our time differentials this time. So
Yes, I figured it out this
everything
time.
worked
I even
out.
double checked with my husband. I was like, okay, so if it's 2:00 Eastern, it's because we've also changed time zones, so
Yeah.
it's fun. Can't win.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. Yeah, I get it. But thank you for coming and sharing all your stuff. And we'll hopefully see you soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much
All
for
right.
having me.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
It's good to
All
see
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right,
next?
Neil. That's it.
Oh, that's everyone.
We've
Oh,
come
wow.
we've come to the end of all of our guests. It's 2:30 in the afternoon here, so
7:30
it worked out.
here.
pretty well.
Yeah, I'm just, when you just get into that point where I'm like, I'm getting tired now.
Yeah. I know my kids are getting restless. I can hear them out in the other room, but that's okay. Everybody was great. Nobody exploded into
fun.
here.
Yeah, and it all went without. Well, we had one little hiccup, didn't we? But that worked out well in the end.
But that wasn't a big deal. It worked out just fine.
I think the websites are probably a good idea anyway to show, because then you can actually see things,
Yeah.
with photos. So maybe that's something you could do next time. Maybe.
Well, I think it's nice to have everybody show their stuff, and talk about it, But Emily said she had a blast, so thank you, guys. I know it was super long, and I know that you probably had other things to do, but thanks for hanging with us today. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you found some new people that you're going to support. Jen, thank you. She's on the West Coast. She had to get up early on her day off. She set an alarm for us. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And now she's poor. Now she's spent all the money.
I know. So make sure you check out all of our vendors. Not all of them were super specific on how long their codes last. So I would say go and use them if there's something you want, Yeah, Candy said it's nice to see the people behind the shops. It is fun. It is fun to see all of them. But
I just wondered whether to put the codes in the comments, because I can copy and paste them in if people, or should we just... No, they've seen them on the screen, haven't they? I don't think.
No, they're on the screen, and I'm going to make them go back and look for them if they need to, because...
Yeah, they can rewatch.
Watch it. It's a fun time. I'm sure you guys didn't sit here the entire... Well, maybe they did. I know Jen's been here the whole time, but, so everybody, I just thank you so much for joining us today. Neil, thank you for taking the time out of your life to do this with me. I know it was a commitment. But
shall we finish with Birdy's video again?
Absolutely.
Because I think so. Yeah. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, now's the time to go. Probably. So yeah. So shall I put it on now then, or
sure? So
I'll say goodbye. So thank you for having me, and it's been really good actually. Really, you organise these really well, I have to say.
Oh well, thank you.
Once before. Anyway, bye. I'll put it on now.
All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Support trans artists like me. I am a white, trans, disabled woman of colour. I am non-binary, bipolar, and I have pizza SD. I have ADHD of the liver and heartburn. If you do not buy my art, the children of my people will mysteriously die of genocide. If you identify as a white, heterosexual man, you must pay double, because you are a privileged oppressor who needs to pay me reparation for the millions of years of slavery and oppression that you have committed against my peoples. I have a brand new gold-plated enamel necklace made with my own design. Get one now! These are limited edition, so please order one quickly. I also have stickers, badges, print badges, t-shirts, hoodies and goodies. Buying my art means supporting the most oppressed minority humanity has ever known on planet Earth. Buying my art means you are educating yourself to become a better person. If you do not buy my art, you are scum of the earth. You are a racist, Nazi, fascist, transphobe, homophobe, bigotphobe, absolute worst kind of Hitler there is. I will be reporting you to the police for hateful crimes. Buy my art or forever be on the wrong side of history. Forever and ever. The only way to save yourself from eternal white people damnation is to buy my art. The famous artist, BirdyRose.com. The famous artist, BirdyRose.com. For legal purposes, I have been advised to warn you that buying my art does not guarantee you a place in heaven with the Lord Baby Owen Jones and all of the lovely little lambs.